Yes.
I'm here for it.
It's a paraplegic flamingo.
Everybody, introducing Quick Mystery.
I've been looking for a change. I've been looking for a change in the sofa. Now you got it, now you got it, and I want it. Well, the wait is over. I wanna win again. If I love, come over. Every bit of body that I wanted, now you got it, and I order if you need there. Cause you hear me like a change in the sofa. Every bit of love with a little bit of color, and I order it go. Make it all up again. Living in a cage, but it's so better. Better every bit I've been in it, but I've been in till I love to wonder again. But I'm waiting, baby, watch me now. Take my love, I'll lose it all over again. I will change you, woman. But that you couldn't, now you should be so that I said I wonder if you're really there. Yeah, it's a game, but if you play tonight, it's only patience. I'm the one who's dying to meet you. I wanna meet you, when you give me next to nothing. You know I need you, you know I need you. I use the blame when I'm the one you're calling. No, you are not innocent. Oh, why did you leave me alone? Baby, why did you leave me alone? Don't you know it's all this been a change in the soul. Don't you know it's been a change in the soul? It's so fucking easy not to care about it. It's so fucking hard not to control. Let it roll, let it roll, let it rock and let it roll, let it flow, let it flow. Take me under, take control. Let it flow, let it flow. Take me under, let me know. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Oh yeah, you own it. Oh yeah, I know you got it. Now come on, baby. It's hard to make one so simple, so hard, and you know that I want you. Yeah, but I really need Oh, now, baby. Oh, now, girl, you know it's all the same. You want to win, baby. You know, baby, for the baby, baby. Oh, I wanna take you. Oh, I wanna take you. Oh, I wanna take you. Leave me. Oh, you leave me. Oh, oh. This will have an ending written for that song.
Well, folks, we're not afraid to rethink. Let's start the show.
So I love that term, think tank. Think tank. You know what a think tank is? Like, how's a think tank go, James?
Yeah, you know they got cancel culture nowadays. You gotta watch what you say. It's getting real scary out here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if I can take the conversation here, but we might as well. It's the Rethink Tank. Looks like you had a little bit too much to think here in the Rethink Tank.
It worked. The magic beans.
Magic beans.
We all just
So-
white beans, dog.
What's up with the Captain Morgan?
All right, we ready? Let's bring in the episode. So we rocked in what a way to start the episode.
It was a way.
You know, shit happened.
It was a way.
We got all the boys here. So as I had said at the beginning of the episode, we've got the boys of Quick Mystery joining us for the episode today. Guys, thanks for joining me.
I'll solve
I don't even know what camera to look like. Like, you're looking at that camera, I'm like, oh yeah, let's
This
go
is
to
the only camera.
Vinny, there are
I'm
no
in,
cameras.
technically.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna look at this camera.
You're hallucinating.
You're looking at that camera.
What's up, dog?
You'd
How
be
you doing? Mevo, how you doing, man? Good to meet
That
you.
one's got you. Share, dude. You're supposed to share.
No, it's my mic. I will let you guys know.
No, it's got
no.
mushrooms.
He's talking about the mushroom.
I will let you know when he says something worthy enough for the rest of us to hear.
So
all right?
he's not gonna say anything all night.
You just take it from him.
Honestly, I got my French.
That's what we need. So yeah, that's why I keep looking here. So your camera is that camera.
Hello,
And
camera.
your two
How are
cameras
you?
over there? Okay, so they keep asking. We gotta get the momentum rolling.
Gotta get the
and
momentum
to do that,
rolling.
we gotta get the liquids flowing.
We got to
Now,
Sisyphus this bitch.
I have just about the trashiest purchase in front of me. I gotta tell you, I was genuinely embarrassed.
There are no
to
hookers here.
Go to the front and because it wasn't even in the store. You had to go. It's so trashy. It's the one that they steal with plastic.
Yep.
That you have to go and ask for it. You have to kind of like you were saying, buying condoms. You got to confront like, I would like. Yeah, that cheap bottle of Captain Morgan.
Oh, you're
So
talking about the Captain Morgan. I thought you were talking about the Bush.
Well, that's what it was a double whammy, dude. I got a giant case of Bush under my arm, and I got Captain Morgan.
Hey, well,
I literally-
let me do tell you, working at a liquor store, we also do keep the Bush behind the counter to make the people feel shamed having to come up and actually
'Cause
buy
Bush
Bush.
is
I'm
the
glad
condoms
that's the
of beer.
conscious decision. Shame. You deserve shame.
So Bush is
Okay,
lifestyle.
so-
Game of Thrones.
Not
that
only
you
is your
just
pullout
see.
game weak, you have no taste.
They call it Bush.
So, confronting why we have the Bush and the Captain Morgan.
Why do we have the Bush? And
This is to appeal to the crazy TikTok children out there. There is a thing going
I'm
across TikTok that if you mix Captain Morgan with Bush Light, it tastes like chocolate. Now, I can't
Sign me up.
There's got to be BS to get you to buy this trash.
Yeah.
But we have to put it to the test, right? So,
not
all right,
opposed.
let's do it.
So we actually crack a bush.
Yeah.
I'm saying this is probably a false flag operation here.
Jesus chalice.
Jesus chalice has been brought. Is that it? Yeah. Here's a oosh bay.
This is gonna be what you gotta do
Do you want?
Oh, do you need a
okay.
bottle opener for that, Captain?
Ah,
for the classy stuff.
Catton. Here, let me help you, Catton.
there's got to
What
be.
do you need me to do?
Just get a good frame of me pouring this stuff.
Do you think you get any gamer score for like unlocking the achievement
If
of opening
only
a
we
Bush
could
Light
send our
with?
gamer score.
Hang on. For opening a Bush Light,
We got
that is a heavy pour.
We gotta get rid of
Well,
this. We're
I'm
all
definitely not.
It doesn't taste like chocolate. It just
We're
tastes like
home
Captain
tonight,
Morgan.
babe.
No, you're coming. We're going
Dude, she's
hermit
dead.
crab racing.
Oh, she's dead.
She's dead.
Let's fucking go. I don't even give a
You're
shit.
coming hermit crab racing.
She's been dead.
Wait,
Bro,
there's
after this?
Hell yeah. We are.
Are we getting an Uber?
Man, my liver is toast right now.
Your motherboard?
Yes.
His motherboard is fucked.
Why? Why would we do this?
This is making me want to puke already.
Have you ever funneled liquor with beer? Like you ever
This is a
put
way to
liquor in the
start off
funnel?
A rock star episode. Let's just say that.
Bro, did you find any ratio on this commie website you were on?
You gotta delete TikTok. I keep telling myself that, and it just.
I'm really scared to do this right now. Last time I had liquor, I threw up for about 2 hours.
All right, bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in, boys. Bring them in. Bring them in. Yes. Cheers. Cheers. All right. Let's try this chocolate. You ready?
There's like an aftertaste, just one little wave.
Now
It tastes
like
gross.
it does kind of
surprisingly
taste
not
like
Plastic Captain Morgan.
But look at the
Nope,
aftertaste.
nope. There's the chocolate.
Right? There's an aftertaste.
Nope, there's the chocolate. 100%. It's that fake chocolate. Like it's a vape chocolate.
Hershey's.
You know that?
How
No,
about this?
Hershey's. That is a Hershey's chocolate.
Did you know people in Europe won't eat Hershey's?
What?
They won't eat Hershey's. Europeans, because Hershey's to them tastes like vomit. There's a chemical that they put in Hershey's that is like a main chemical in vomit, and that's why we're so used to it. It's Hershey's chocolate. Have a kiss and a Reese's, baby. We love it. But everybody else in the world that didn't have it since the womb is like, this is vomit.
Wait. So you think right now that there isn't a conspiracy here and that Hershey's just really hates certain groups of people?
So,
is that what you're saying?
They damned us to puke chocolate.
No, so fun fact. Ever since I had COVID back in November, right? And I lost my...
And this episode is demonetized.
2021. No, I couldn't taste anything for like 2 weeks. Then I got my taste
This
back.
tastes fucking horrible.
I'm not opposed to it, which is surprising. Wow. But
I'm going to try and finish it.
Maybe it's because I had the vid, but like... I couldn't taste anything for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And when I got my taste back, Doritos tasted like soap. Like, it tasted like Dawn.
I'm going to be honest with you.
detergent.
Speaking of COVID losing your taste, I mean, that was the craziest. Like, something you didn't think would be a big deal.
Dude,
it
made me want to kill myself. Like,
yes.
no joke. Like,
and I'm serious. Do you think it came? I don't think my taste came back the way it was before. It's different.
She is yet
Everything is different.
Eating scrambled eggs. Eating scrambled eggs without taste is like...
Eating anything.
Dallas
How about
did
this?
it.
You know what's funny? When I first got
bad.
COVID, it was right before Thanksgiving, and up until Thanksgiving, I'm like, Mom, I want stuffing. Make extra stuffing because this is my first Thanksgiving home from. I had spent 3 Thanksgivings alone in law school, right? So you're like, Mom, extra fucking stuffing.
Give me as much as you can.
You're sick of eating books.
Stuffing, and then literally, I catch COVID. I can't even taste like. I can't taste a thing. My dad's like, you're not going to be in the basement by yourself. So he takes a piece of cardboard, like the drum set back here, makes like a cubby, and I'm sitting there at the table. I can't even see anybody.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
I'm trying to eat this meal. It's a giant full meal. Couldn't taste a fucking thing. I wanted to just punch my hand through the table.
Do you have a photo of the cardboard wall?
Oh, yeah. I'll have it here.
I really want to just flash the cardboard wall.
Dude, you should put it right here.
And I felt like death. Just death. So, like, while my dad's taking a picture, I'm just like, I just want to die. You know, it was terrible. But one other thing. So,
wall.
you were talking about, so we brought up the COVID flu.
Hershey's hates Europeans.
That's a great one, too. But did you see how Nancy Pelosi had COVID?
This is where we're going.
And kissed Joe Biden on the cheek, had COVID. This is very recent. And they go and confront Jen Psaki. We're going to cut to it right now.
You guys say that President Biden was not a close contact with Speaker Pelosi when there is video of the speaker kissing him.
Well, Peter, the way that it is defined is by the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, and their definition of it is 15 minutes of contact within a set period of time.
What?
So now we're
real.
back. Now I want to double back to what you were saying.
This is real.
He goes, we got COVID. Well, it doesn't matter. We can all just circle jerk and make out for the next 14 minutes, and we're good. Just don't get to the 15.
This is legit. No, this is legit.
I'm fucking into this
My
shit.
company would lay us off for 2 weeks if we were around somebody for longer than 15 minutes or 15 minutes. 14 minutes and 59 seconds didn't matter. The second you hit 15 minutes, you were like,
you could have COVID.
No, we have to. No. He has to be laid off. You're laid off for 2 weeks. There's no option. So my boss came back and he's like, hey man, I might have COVID. He's like, why? He's like, well, I went to North Carolina, right? And I slept with a bitch. She had COVID. He's like, oh shit. He's like, don't worry about it though. It was only for 13 minutes.
hey, trust the science.
Trust the science.
And the science told me 15.
Science doesn't lie.
Don't
Science is
question.
real.
You're right.
Don't science that hypothesis. Don't you
Amazing.
dare go and science that by testing
Because
it.
the science has already been science.
Trust the science.
Bro, okay. So in the same strain of thought, I came across an article that I read. I was telling Charlie about, which has been one of my favorite articles so far on just in terms of shit that doesn't make sense. I love shit that doesn't make sense. This is fucking stupid. So I read this article where there is a new group of feminists that is forming that is like feminists against women working, and their whole thing is that women shouldn't work because they shouldn't have to work, but like it's basically coming all the way back to like women shouldn't be in the
1960s.
workplace.
We're back to the
So
1960s
it's
again.
feminists.
Can we talk about, though, real quick, I think one of the greatest jokes of all time, hats off to Andrew Schultz. I don't know if you're
fucking love
familiar.
Andrew Schultz.
That man is ahead of the time. But
He's not a
he's
human
got
being.
a classic joke where he goes, women timed their fight for equality perfectly. When we had to go hunt lions and like die, they were like, yo, we're gonna stay here and man the berries. The second they got AC in corporate buildings, they were like, I want to be there.
Yes. Dude, Charlie showed me some fucking meme that was like when all this shit was going down with Ukraine. It was like World War III could happen, and then it just cuts to a woman like sweeping the floor as fast as she fucking can.
No, for
yeah,
real.
you're not trying to be drafted.
Did you see the CNN?
Tell me.
The CNN thing that went down?
Go.
So they were showing buildings legitly getting bombed, and somebody's in a building adjacent to the building getting legit obliterated by a bomb, right? And they cut to an Applebee's commercial.
Yes. That was funny as shit.
Yes.
What's the song?
And the song was like,
Yeah.
What's the
Oh,
song?
country song.
Yeah, American. It was the most American thing
Red,
you
white,
could
and blue
possibly
in your
have.
face. Come to Applebee's and get some wings.
Yes.
It was the most, dude. I kind of wanted to go to Applebee's. I don't even like country music, and I wanted to go to Applebee's right after I watched that commercial. I'm like, dude, that looks like some solid food.
Proud.
Right now, bro.
And that would have been one of the most
American.
patriotic things you could have ever done.
It was amazing, but it's totally accidental. But it was.
You're just watching Ukraine get blasted eating 40 wings.
Yes. Like, oh, that sucks.
Shit, man, these
That
wings are
sucks
fire,
for
dude.
them.
How's this bush light, bro?
There's only 14 wings in this order.
These were supposed to be extra crispy, and
Travesty.
they obviously pulled them out a
I'm
little
gonna
early.
be honest with you. I'm seeing a little blood right now, and not cool with that.
Dude, I think that chocolate beer is.
How fresh are these?
You're like,
wings?
these wings do not taste very good.
The
What kind of
sauce
spices
is just
did you-
bitter. It is just bitter.
Where's my
can't-
sweet barbecue?
I love
But
it.
it is funny though. Doubling back to like the CNN thing.
Circling back.
Yeah, circle back. I'm gonna circle back to that real quick.
But I'll have to circle back with you.
But it is funny. It is funny though. You've got like how more in your face can they be lying to you? Do you remember when they took a clip from a hospital in Italy and called it New York?
Yeah.
And they got caught.
No.
And
Yeah, I
that's
remember
just
this.
dead history now. It's
Dude,
just over.
no, I
People
literally-
still watch
that-
CNN like it's the
Yeah,
Bible.
there was
and
a
it's,
couple of protests that they did that too. They would say that this was like a rally for Joe Biden or something. It was actually a rally for Trump.
dude.
And they would take the same exact
Listen,
footage.
listen.
to help
Did
go
you
there.
see Biden had a rally in Europe?
20 people.
Literally.
Amazing.
The media doubled up on themselves and then put the cameras behind themselves. So you had like 10 people in the front and the media and then nobody. And
Oh
the
my
cameras made it seem like the media and the
But you
people
go to
were
the-
a small crowd.
No.
And some person just films like 15 people and nobody.
Did you? And then
Amazing.
and then you friggin' switch the cameras to the T rallies, right? And it's 20,000 fucking people like a rock concert because they show up and they have a rock concert and then Big T shows up and they're like, let's fucking go. This is better than a birthday
Listen.
party. This is better than Christmas.
I will say-
this is legitly every holiday in one.
It was so weird because when I was in Europe for like during the tea era, area. It's that plastic Captain Morgan, man. It's terrible. But everyone,
terrible.
it was so
Fuck
funny
with
because
me
like everyone just hated Americans over there just because of T. And then the second like
Big Beef shows up.
Big Beef came on. He like everyone just felt bad for us. It was hilarious because when I went there in December,
Yeah,
they were
because
just
we have
like,
dementia
"We're
central
sorry,
up
he's
there."
just so old." It's like, what happened to hating us?
You have, no. You go from Big T to Dementia Central, and you're like, bruh.
Next stop, the nursing home. Dude, all this shit is fucking hilarious, and I just don't care.
You can't.
Like, I can't care. All I can do is sit here and laugh at it because, like, Fox News and CNN literally only exist to keep old people alive in old folks' homes.
No,
like,
you're
dude,
wrong.
How about this,
rage.
though?
You're right.
Rage
You're
keeps
right.
you
You're
alive.
right. You're not wrong,
there
dude.
was a buddy of mine that went to law school with us, and 20% of the class every semester gets cut. So it is something. It isn't something to scoff at when I say, like, you know, he got cut. So this buddy of mine moves to DC, and we go to DC, and dude, the craziest thing was every house you went into. Now, granted, he is African American, he is gay, so he isn't a demographic. You know how he votes, clearly. But I only say that because every home he took us into, like house parties. I mean, it's DC, so it isn't. You're that's what you're there for. Every house had CNN on every TV, just playing
Really?
to the world.
Yeah,
I
so,
mean, like,
what
what is
hap-
that doing to your subconscious?
No,
what is that?
No, but like, what
I just-
what happened to like the early 2000s when you went to a party and like I didn't personally. This wasn't my my vibe, but like you go to a party and you'd have MTV on every fucking TV. You'd have MTV and Green Day on every TV, right? And just music videos and music videos. You'd have music videos showing off on every TV, and it was just MTV all the time, or just
Dude,
music.
MTV was amazing. Though.
It was, but
and
like
what did it turn into? You had Jersey Shore pop off, and it evolved the channel forever. That's all it became.
And to be honest with you, dude, you know what?
Next, remember, Quiet Library. Like,
Parental
it just
Control.
snowballed into. How could you. Question for a band. How do they get off calling themselves MTV right now?
Okay, but wait a
serious
second.
question.
Okay,
Where's the music at?
No. That's what energized me about filming this music video. And that's what really
Toxic on
Yeah.
YouTube now. You got to check it out.
No, but like filming Toxic.
Don't watch it.
No, but filming Toxic really threw me back when music videos were really fucking fire. And like no joke, like when Gino was filming it, I'm like, this shit's dope, bro. Like he was in our shit. He was all up in our shit.
Yeah,
the
so
entire-
Gino is the second photographer in Bloom Productions. In Bloom Productions filmed a music video. So we knew Dan Cornelius from, he's been shooting with us for a year with the band. He's been shooting all of our live photos. And then he creates In Bloom Productions, which is a like production company for bands. They had a great idea. So he teams up with Gino to start that. Gino is like a cinematographer, a really, really talented dude.
Yeah.
That's who Gino is. But Gino, the first time we met him was when he showed up for the shoot. And
fun story about Gino though.
Shoot.
So before I dive into why I like our music video, like why I like how our music video was filmed, Gino, we go to a festival every year, or we go to multiple festivals, or we try to every year, right?
3 years ago.
3 years. This
Was it 3 years ago or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Three? It's
Yeah,
3
years
now.
ago. Yeah,
It's
because
2022. It's
Corona,
2019.
that whole year just deleted itself.
It did. Well, 2020 and 2021. I don't remember either one of them. So we have 2019. We go to this music festival, right? And we get there. Normally when you get there, you have a plethora of options for when it comes to like different campsites. You can choose your site, right? And we kind of got screwed because people decided to show up 3 days early and set up site, which was crazy. And so we show up and we're like, whatever, we're going to fucking settle. And this is what it is. We'll do our best. And we show up and we set up this beautiful campsite.
Ended up being a fire weekend.
Such a good weekend.
Anyway, there's 3 mics.
There's 3 mics.
2 mics are camping next to us,
then
and we had
have
Mike.
And we have Mike. And we have 2 mics camping next to us. We
Rest
ended
in
up
peace,
finding this
Mike.
out the next day after they came over that night, and we're just hammered and don't remember anybody. And they come over and like, bruh, we're Mike. We met you last night. We're like, oh, no shit.
Oh, what's up, Mike's?
And then he's like, bro, my name is Mike as well. We're like,
There's a lot of mics.
There's a lot of mics here. So
And you guys used to have a mic, so there was just
Yeah, rest in peace.
mics falling out of.
Rest in peace.
Rip. So we have these 2 mics show up, and we're like, dude, what's happening? And one mic is like super chill and whatnot, and the other mic was like, bro, I really just enjoy life itself. Like, this
he's just
what's
very
up, bro?
happy, very powerfully happy. You ever met anybody that's like powerfully happy?
Artistic happy. He was an artistic happy, just very comfortable.
Pause
with
real
himself.
quick. A funny story. We were swimming at my grandma's community pool, and we were swimming with my friend Nick Foster. And my mom goes, "Hey, be very careful. You know, there's this young child that's kind of just swimming by himself." And my mom was like, "You know, be careful with him. He's autistic." And my friend just kept looking at my mom like, "Why do I care?" And she's like, "No, dude, you know, I just want to let you know he's autistic." He's like, "I don't care that he's artistic. Like, I have skills too." And we were like, "No, Nick, that is not what we're saying."
Wow,
That's amazing.
Slightly artistic.
He pays.
Highly operating artistic human.
Yes.
So we run into this Mike, and he's an artistic Mike. He's just like chill and
Severe
like,
autism.
just super happy, super greeting. Anyways, 3 years later.
So that was Mike Oradini. Mike Oradini turns out to be Gino Oradini, who's working with Dan Cornelius. It turns out to be his brother, which was fucking crazy because Gino shows up and he looks like just like his brother.
Spitting image.
Yeah. Spitting image.
I met this dude, Gino, the first time at like our most recent show. Where the hell is it? In Coventry. Grog Shop in Coventry. Saw Gino there, and he just same kind of vibe. Was just super happy, super in your face. I was like, this seems like a really cool fucking dude. He's taking fucking pictures of me. He's fucking awesome. Didn't even realize that he like worked.
Wait,
with,
he was at Grog Shop?
Yeah, didn't realize he worked with Dan or anything. I'm looking at this dude. Mike from that festival then messages me just out of a whim, and I'm just like, hey, what's going on? How you doing? This and the other. I'm looking at him. I'm like, wait, are you fucking kidding me? And then I'm going back and looking at Gino. I was like,
it's the same people.
It's the same. I think it was maybe even just something I saw on a story. I was like, holy fucking shit. So the day of the music video, I come over. I then tell these dudes, like, did we know that Gino and Mike are brothers? Yeah. And then they all freak out. We tell Gino this when he finally gets over there.
He calls his brother.
He calls his brother because he's freaking out that much. Like, are you fucking kidding me? His brother's freaking out.
No. Because his brother didn't fucking answer. And he's like, texting him. He's like, bro, guess who I'm hanging out with right now? And he's like, dude, there's no fucking way. And he sends us pictures of him. And we're like,
the same person.
Yeah,
that's
the same guy.
What's happening?
It was awesome.
So,
it was really cool.
The crazy thing was just how small this world really is. Like we
They
all say like there's like fucking 7.5, 8 billion people in this world right now,
and all of them are mics,
and all of them are fucking mics. the circle of life is so fucking small. And we're so surprised. But anyways,
Vinny, throw me one of them fucking Coronas.
They say you're 7 people removed from knowing everybody.
Bro, that plastic Captain Morgan hit you way too hard, bro.
No, dude.
It hit you way too hard, bro. You just got way too deep. Yeah, he sure did, bro.
No, he kicks mine over because he's an asshole.
Wait, it's
listen,
on the floor?
I accidentally did yeah, there you go. No.
I enjoyed and finished.
So I really don't like Captain Morgan.
This one was rough. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, please tell us something.
You'd rather just have a liquor drink? Like I'm an old fashioned guy.
Dude, I'd rather just have a Hershey chocolate bar.
I'd rather just have
I'd
a
rather have an old fashioned over a beer.
Alcohol,
no,
just go to Mally's.
Go back to TikTok.
I'd rather just have a Busch Light.
But here's what's crazy though. Here's what's legit
sponsored by Busch Light.
Then you go on to TikTok, and there was a time where they had 6 ingredients to make mall bourbon chicken. Came out legit the same. So there's been times where my sister makes stuff on there all the time. There's times where it pans out.
I just blacked out for fucking 35 seconds.
There's a mild aftertaste. It's so
but
mild.
They're children.
All the other tastes tell you you're an idiot. It's just two alcohols that do not complement each other.
I'm gonna be honest.
So this was a dumb idea.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what we do. With thinking, you're gonna have the good ideas and the bad ideas.
No, for sure.
You had to give it a try.
For sure,
did not work.
It did not work. It tastes like liquor in Bush.
What?
Can you cut his fucking mic?
You were
Okay, on. Let's double this thing back. We're losing control. Get to your point.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Get to your point, and then
Gino had a way of filming. There we go. When he jumped in our shit. He was in our shit. The dude literally got his socks fucking soaking wet of beer and spray foam. Oh my god. The dude was crazy. And he got up in our shit with a fisheye camera. And I'm like, wow. Like, we're in this tiny 8 by 5 fucking bathroom. There's practically 7 dudes in that bathroom, bro. Like, we're crammed in there like it's a sardine can.
It's pretty hot.
I could imagine you guys were sweating all over each other.
We were sweating in there.
So I didn't even know what the difference between
So what Rob's getting to
was.
is in that moment of us all going fucking bananas in this bathroom for 9 straight takes, which ended up being 12 straight hours of maybe not active shooting the whole time, but it was like setting up and doing things and like eating pizza between takes. The whole time, both Gino and Dan, more so Gino in terms of, because he was the one holding the camera a lot of the time, was like in the bathroom. He's like in the tub. He's in the shit. He's like stepping all over these donuts that we had. Somebody brought donuts in and the shaving cream and all that shit. And he's getting coated and covered in all of this stuff. And we met the guy literally like 4 hours ago. And he's just all up in there. And it was just so cool to see that, okay, we're going nuts, but they are meeting us. They're the photographers, and they're meeting us right at our level. They're right there. They are in that shit. And it was that's
what you need.
That's why it turned out like that, is because they weren't going, oh, I don't want to get my equipment wet. They're going, we'll clean the fucking lenses later. Yeah. Shoot that silly string. And it was awesome for that.
But what really was cool about it was when we were watching the post videos of after they shot it, we were sitting there we're like, dude, show us another video.
Watching some of the cuts.
Just some of the cuts. And they're like, we're watching them. Like, bro, every time I looked at them, I'm like, dude, this reminds me of old MTV. Like, this is the shit that was like, this is raw. This is
just raw and real, dude.
Like,
we were just hammered.
We're not looking at some CGI shit of them sitting behind a green screen and
there was no condoms. There was no raw dogging, man. That's all it was. Raw dogging.
No,
we didn't have to buy condoms.
And I'm like, dude, this reminds me so much of what MTV used to be like. MTV used to be dope. They're like, bro, I want to be them. I want to be as grimy as them. I want to be as fire as them. Like, this shit's cool. So like, they're cool.
So talking about that, can I recap and come back to like the whole idea of this was very, very interesting, and how it all the storyline, the story arc of how this whole thing came together is pretty wild, because I had a cup of coffee and I got my iPad and I'm sitting down to do some work and the coffee shits hit me and I go in the bathroom and I'm sitting there and
those are so real, by the way.
They're so fucking real. They're so real, especially post breakfast.
They're great. Like,
they're so like, good.
It just cleans you out.
They really are.
They're
great.
so good.
You adjust your intestines. You're like, bro, I didn't know you were there.
It's only not good if the bathroom is steamy. If the bathroom's steamy, we got a problem. But anyway.
But hold on. Nothing beats, and you can buy yourself a bidet. I get it. And my uncle, my dad, they rave over their bidet.
What kind of money do you got over there, Gurgat?
I'm going to tell you right now. There's nothing that beats a shit before a shower. You take.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You can't shit after the shower.
You time that hour, you're like, I'm going to hit the toilet and go straight to that shower. That is the epitome of clean.
Dude, no. There's nothing more gross than taking a shit after a shower. You have to get back into the shower.
Yes. I've been there.
Not a good time.
You're like an alligator. You've heated your body up, digested more, and you're like, well, heading back in the shower. I'm ready to get my hair wet, but we gotta hop back in the shower.
That towel is not getting used again because it's going all the way around the toilet. So I'm taking a shit. I'm in the middle of taking a shit. If you can like picture that. Are you picturing that?
It's pictured.
It's not good. So I'm sitting there and I'm in this little 5x8 bathroom, and we had already come up with several ideas to shoot music videos. One of them being that we're going to get like 80 blow up dolls, and we're going to get on a blow up yacht and put that out in a lake and do a whole music video with blow up instruments. With
a very diverse line of blow up dolls. It's not. It's gonna be
there'll be a lot of diverse ones.
Cracker Jill.
Yes, I don't know.
But
what is that? Fill me in.
You guys all know the classic Cracker Jack, right?
No.
Oh, they changed it to Cracker Jill. Yeah,
They added
did.
a Cracker
They changed
Jill with
Cracker-
afro. It's not just a sailor boy anymore. That's too narrow of a market. So
What
Well,
the
you know
hell
what?
is even that?
The reality is, if you take enough maple syrups and rice boxes off, you have no more black people. So we're just going to turn the sailor man
It is a
into
slippery slope back
sailor
there.
lady. We need to make grocery aisles diverse again. That's a Rethink Tank shirt coming out soon. But we got to make grocery aisles diverse again.
I love it.
Yes, I support this.
So Dallas is
So I'm
taking,
taking
a
this
shit.
shit.
Dude, with Vinny, somehow this never. I can't evade this in a goddamn podcast.
I'm sorry.
dude. So
oh,
listen.
oh, you can't evade this like episode 69 that is nowhere to be seen.
69 is something special, man. It is an attraction coming soon.
It's filmed.
That the listener, it is filmed.
You know, some
where
people
is
like
69?
music.
At least the majority of it.
Where is
different
69?
genres of rock,
Everybody
of
keeps
scat,
asking about
of,
69, I gotta
of
tell ya.
emo, scat, emo, rock. They're all different genres that should be really explored.
So go ahead.
and we explore them in the podcast every time Vinny's in here.
No, we're
That's
talking-
why it's behind a paywall.
No, but we're talking about music
we've
the
said
whole
too
time.
Much. We've said too much.
Wait, really?
It's coming. It's
We're
a
not-
coming attraction.
episode
Something
69 is
it's
coming?
it is an event. 69
gonna
is an
come?
event. It's here. Well,
Is it?
maybe twice.
On 420?
With an
I already
extra-
came.
With an extra
Good
squirt.
for her.
No
I
15-minute
need
break.
30 minutes. All right.
I got a quick turnover.
Really?
Less
Dude,
than
congrats.
fast.
Wait,
I'm
15
fast,
minutes?
But a quick turnover.
I haven't.
That's the key.
Wait,
That's the
wait,
key.
wait, wait,
You
wait,
can
wait,
be
wait, wait.
fast,
We
but
need
you
to
gotta
dive
have the
deep
quick
into this.
turnover.
Wait,
No
time
joke,
out.
I'm a 6 hour plus. Anyways, continue.
Wait, no,
That's
you
not
don't last
enough in
6
a
hours,
day.
dog. There's no fucking
don't
way.
worry, she'll still be
into it.
I was going to say.
Turnover.
Okay, so I'm rapping.
taking a shit.
I'm rapping in the bathroom. I'm rapping over some jazz.
On
Some
the
people would call
toilet
it
or off the
scat.
toilet?
Chocolate.
Oh, that's the rapping.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. No, I was
I'm
opening.
following the logic.
I was opening presents in there. So
Steamy.
Christmas morning. So I'm in there and I was just thinking. I was like, what would be more ridiculous? What would be more ridiculous than to film a music video in a 5 foot by 8 foot bathroom? Is there anything that would be more ridiculous than that? So I have this idea. I put it in chat so we can all kind of comment on it. And they, the guys are kind of like, yeah, that'd be funny, that'd be cool or whatever. And Mike's like, fuck no. Like, we could just do that on an iPhone. Why do we need like professional people to come in and shoot that? Like, he just was not about the idea. But I was like convinced that this could work. So I set up a meeting with Dan from In Bloom and I go, listen, we meet at Starbucks and I'm like, listen, bro, I have this crazy idea. What if we just lean completely into absurdism and we're moving out of this apartment anyway, so I don't give a shit if it gets destroyed. What if we...
It's an apartment you destroy?
Yeah, our apartment.
Don't worry.
You guys
It's such a bad apartment. Wow. It's such a bad apartment that there is
Yo,
no...
I'm hoping that camera is picking up that dog while you're talking.
Just
this
chilling.
camera right here.
Oh, yeah,
its
he's
eyes
just chilling.
Are the slits are barely there.
Yeah,
and
he's
its
just
eyes are
chilling.
just rolling.
He's doing
to
the
back
YMCA. He's doing the whole thing. Anyways, this apartment is so shitty. They don't even have a security deposit or safety deposit. Security deposit.
of its... Really? That's what I was asking about.
Zero. No, like nothing.
So just burn it down.
Burn
baby.
it down,
Honestly.
dude. That's what I'm saying. So, and also, Charlie hates this apartment so much. We live together, so he hates this apartment so much that I'm like, dude, I want to immortalize this bathroom forever in this apartment so that he always has to remember this. So anyway, I thought it was a good idea on multiple levels. I meet with Dan at Starbucks, and I go, listen, what I want is absurdism. I don't want it to be like completely chaotic. What I want is it to be absurd. I want it to be just way too much and really just a ridiculous idea. And I was very surprised because I didn't want to talk to him over text. I didn't want him to try and get ideas about it or anything because I was afraid that he would just think of it and go like, no, that's kind of a dumb idea, dude. Like, he was all over it immediately. He just goes like, dude, actually, like, that's a great idea. I was like, I don't want any continuity. Actually, I want purposeful continuity errors. I want like shot by shot, everything. Something's different, something's wild, something's crazy. Like, I had this whole, like, I wanted this to be a thing. So, mind you, I wasn't really talking to the guys about all of this. I told them I was meeting with Dan to talk about it. And so Dan and I scheduled a date. And I was like, listen, go to the dollar store and buy as much shit as you feel is necessary. I just want a bunch of shit. I want more shit than we can ever use in this music video. And so the guys go out. Mike goes and buys a bunch of shit, and then Charlie and I went the morning of, and we went and bought like a bunch of shit. We ended up spending like probably $200 easy. And so we just had all this random stuff. And then Vinny brings a bunch of stuff from his house, like old Rock Band guitars and this shitty drum set that he bought.
And a bunch of my grandmother's clothing.
A bunch of his grandmother's clothing.
Bunch of old aprons and everything like that. It was great.
Goodness.
Okay, so we had all this shit, and we show up. It's day of shoot. They get there. Everybody's amped. Everybody's into it. Rob puts on a dress and a wig. I get in the panda costume.
Take one, he put on a dress.
Take two, because take one, we were just in the bathroom kind of rocking out a little bit. Take two, we're supposed to fight in the hallway. Rob and I go out into the hallway, and he pushes me because he's pushing me out of the bathroom. He pushes me into a stud because he's looking for the studs in the wall. So he wants to make sure that he doesn't put a hole in the wall. So he pushes me into a stud. Me, I'm not thinking about anything, and I got a cigar in my mouth, and I just don't give a fuck, and I am too retarded to think about studs. So he takes me by my collar and pushes me into a stud, and I take him and I push him into the wall, and I put him straight through the fucking wall on take two, and the whole music video scene was set. After that, it was balls to the wall. We're shotgunning every beer that is in the apartment. We're drinking this whole handle
over
of
150 beers gone.
Yeah,
like between the seven of us, we just chugged
it was
so many
like
fucking
it was
beers.
nonstop crazy energy chaos for 10, 12 hours after that, because he and I like kicked that off with me putting him through the fucking wall. So it's like,
and it was
nothing else can happen.
Crazy.
But by the way, quick aside, can I tell you how I fixed the wall?
Please.
So it's punched in, right? And I didn't want to cut the whole section out like he told me to, because he's really good with this shit. But I didn't want to go and get new drywall and cut the whole thing out and put it in and spackle it. It's kind of expensive. Well, inflation and such.
Dallas is poor.
And I'm very, very poor.
I did that.
I'm very poor.
Where did those stickers come from, dude? But I love them.
But I just found two 1 pound containers of spackle. And so what I did is I took some Christmas lights, a box of Christmas lights, and I put them in the wall. And then I put some cardboard behind that to kind of push the wall through, like out to kind of level. And then I took probably 2 pounds of spackle and I put all this spackle on the wall. And now there's just this bump of spackle, and I'm going to sand it off and get some new paint and put it down, and nobody's ever going to know.
This is for the tenant out there, right? Because like nobody really ever gets to hear from
And
the
nobody
landlord.
wants
They're
to
the
lose
bad
that
guys.
security deposit. I mean, we're against
61.
losing security deposit.
Exactly.
Anti-security deposit.
So this one's for my tenants out there.
All the tenants.
To the tenant, if you ever ask yourself, well, why don't I have a safety deposit? This is the result when you don't. They find for stubs with their brothers.
Yeah.
Backs.
Yeah.
They just throw them
There's
through
no other way
walls.
to do it.
That's why we have safety deposits.
This is why we have safety deposits.
Hey.
You wouldn't have had a music video. You wouldn't have had a music video filmed in your building had you had a security deposit. I'm
Can
just
we
saying.
acknowledge something? Go.
Oh, I was going to say something really funny. I've been joking about
That's
this
hilarious.
shitty apartment. Isn't it great? I've been joking about this shitty apartment for like 2 years now that I've lived there, that it looks like war-torn Ukraine. And it wasn't funny until it actually
now
looked
turned
like
it. You Russia'd it. You walked in and you Russia'd
Russia
your
started
house.
bombing
But
Ukraine, and then it actually looked like,
Yeah,
you
no,
know, and that was like,
that's
no,
so
it actually,
true. Oh my
is that
God.
funny? I've been saying that for a long time.
did not age
Hey,
well.
can we get a toast in there and lighten
I'm not
things up a little
touching
bit?
that.
Can you
Weird
give me another
concoction.
pandemic beer?
Dude, I got you, my dog.
Another pandemic right
You
here.
got way too fucking quiet and serious on that last one. So slide
Find
me the
yourself
drop.
a
Get
beach with a
fucking beer,
pandemic.
dude.
I'm not touching any of that
What a
nonsense.
bitch. Cheers, gentlemen.
You guys have a wonderful time drinking that.
So, Alex,
Yes.
where's
Alex.
this podcast going?
Where's
buddy?
this podcast?
Yeah,
Direct
let's-
us.
I want to
Let's
double
talk
back
about
to
that.
something that Dal and I
circle back.
talked about. Yeah, I'm going to double back to that real quick.
Okay.
I'm happy to circle back with you.
So MTV somehow became Quiet Library and Jersey Shore.
Yep.
But it used to be, I mean, music videos, I think, sold music more than this music itself during the 90s and 2000s.
100%.
Early 2000s.
It was something really important on that. My parents always made the comment at my entire life growing up for so many artists out there. One that sticks out the most, Tom Petty.
Mm-hmm.
If Tom Petty got big when music videos were really out, he wouldn't have gotten big because the dude doesn't have the face for it.
He's ugly as fuck.
And that is so interesting that so many of these people were able to get by on the musicianship, and it had nothing to do with the video or the looks or anything behind it. But now we're at the point that we're like, we don't even have the video. We don't even have that to like kind of show the personality of these artists or anything.
You know what's really wild? I'm on a plane and I didn't think ahead, so I didn't download any Spotify podcasts ahead of time. I didn't. I wanted to read a book really, and I didn't want. So I didn't download any Netflix shows. And I'm sitting there, and my phone can't do shit because I'm in the middle of the sky. And even though I tried, I'm like, I don't care if I take this bitch down. Like, I'm gonna try to download this Joe Rogan podcast.
Who's that?
You know what's crazy? Yeah, who's that? What's crazy is when we were go back to the early iPhone such.
Yeah.
You used to be able to take that off airplane mode and connect right to, or keep it on before airplane mode, and you would connect right to a satellite. Now there's something going on where you're in the sky and you can't get service.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre because you used to have the best service.
That doesn't make any sense because we have satellites and like that used to boost
recently. Like I'm talking in the last like year and a half of flying. You used to be able to just pop that off of airplane mode, give it like 10 minutes to download a Joe Rogan podcast, and then I'm gonna do my civic duty and turn that back off. But like for the time being, I want to listen to Joe Rogan talk to Bill Maher. So sorry.
Should have heard those pilots during that 10 minutes.
Not this way. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Meanwhile, Alex is like, no, I should like the Joe Rogan podcast.
This is taking a long
Joe
time.
Rogan said what?
But
I need to get some of that on it, man. This is
go ahead. So as Vinny was saying, I'm sitting there and this thing became useless again. Back to like, 8th grade where you got an iPhone that can't really do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, I spent a solid 40 minutes just watching old, it made it on my iPhone because they were silly. But old silly music videos of like LMFAO, Kid Cudi, like the most random hodgepodge of like old music. And you didn't have, like I said, the internet or anything. So this is all I had. It was so entertaining, dude. I had a Kid Cudi with Kanye West. They did a remix of Poker Face with Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Then they did like a second music video, but it was really just a like behind the scenes video. That was entertaining as shit. Even go to the Poker Face music video with Lady Gaga. It was Lady Gaga, and it was still super entertaining. So that is a dead art.
It is.
I truly think if you look at it, it directly mirrors the mootness of music on MTV.
Yeah.
So at the point at which your music video wasn't furthering the agenda, it was useless, you stopped doing them entirely.
Well, we had a change of genres towards the mid 2010, 2011. We had a change.
Drake came out and fucked everything in a good way.
Well,
he took the entire he started the entire hip hop thing because I remember. I don't mean to interject real quick. I'll make it super quick. I remember people wearing like my freshman year, which is 2012 time. No, 2012. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, 2011. Whatever.
He's fresh meat, ladies.
And people went from wearing like Blink-182 t-shirts and everything to it was all Lil Wayne and Drake and really everyone. And then after that, that's it. I mean,
but you had a change of genres, right? And so the genre. I mean, yeah, everything in the end can be very political and spin towards whatever the political agenda is at that time and or whatever the media thinks it should vary, right? But we had a change from like Green Day, who was anti-politics for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. And then you had Blink-182, which was just emo punk and it was phenomenal.
I'm America.
You had this beautiful emo punk that was raw, it was natural, right? And then you had Drake, and that and you're right, that did change.
Well, even before that too, you sparked a memory in my head too, of like talking like what kids were wearing in high school and everything. Our high school, like it was all metalcore bands, and it was a little after that Blink-182. It was the Attack Attacks and A Day to Remember. And Dance first coming out. It was that super in your face, super fucking hard and everything. And then hip hop came right back around because hip hop was peeking its head out in the 90s, early 2000s, and then this little pop punk revival kind of came out of nowhere, and then that next generation was like, no, fuck that, we're going back to the hip hop,
which leads me to believe that like we have the 80s, and I'm not saying like an actual timeline, but rock seems to be making a comeback, so to speak.
That's what I was. Yeah, let's lead to that.
And you and I actually talked about this a long time ago. Like every 10 years, the genre changes, and we actually talked about this back in July. And this is the interesting part because right now, you know, in the 60s, everyone started sounding like the Beatles, and they were called like the Beatles, and then there was like all these other animal named bands like the Beatles, the Ants, like that, and they all started sounding like each other until that like Zeppelin psychedelic metal came out. Everyone started sounding like them, and then Van Halen hit in '78 and changed everything through the '80s. Then everyone was a hair metal band, and then that right into the '90s was like the whole Nirvana grunge scene,
which was anti-hair metal.
And then it was the punk rock, Dance Gavin Dance, skate rock shit from 2009,
which was super technical,
super technical
metal grunge.
Right,
like,
you're right. From 2000 to like 2009, 10, Drake comes out. All hip hop. It's just a time like, and so yeah, I completely hear what you're saying, but at the same time, we expect it to change. Now, look at it. All the hip hop artists, they're all starting to have the same. They're using the same samples now, and they're all starting to say like, you can't go past WAP. Yep. You can't say anything more than WAP. I mean, like, how can you go further than that? You cannot get any more
how sad is
vulgar
it, this
than that.
Conversation. We
My
all came
dirty ass butthole. Yeah.
We all approached this conversation from different avenues. Yeah. And yet the conversation leads to the same gripe no matter what. And it literally is a 3-letter joke. WAP.
Yeah.
It is a damn shame. And you know, Dallas, you wrote that blurb for I think it was Ohio Magazine to promote the band. And
that was I think I sent you the press release.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's really great about kind of how you propose that is the music producers are confused. Yeah. They have a chokehold on an industry, but they're just not connecting like they used to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny, you know, we made jokes about the communist app called TikTok at the beginning of this episode, but the reality is these production studios, the radios, they are all struggling because now you'll have, like the labels and everything. They're struggling because you'll have some producer that would pay TikTok to make it a trend before going to a label to make it some promoted album. And it's working hand over fist. Now, this goes back to all the CIA projects going on in the 70s and stuff. They literally have to a science how to hypnotize you. It's crazy how... What do you think Hey Ya came out? What age do you think we were?
Hey Ya? I don't know. 2009?
I mean, yeah, let's say around that time, easily. So I'm maybe 12, 13. I vividly remember having the cognitive thought, you'd walk to the bus stop, and you're like, I hate this fucking song. It is everywhere. It's down your throat. It sucks. But man, it was on the radio long enough and persistent enough that became my song, an anthem. Yep. Right. My mom associates that with me. This is awesome. Hey, my song. But as a child, I go, this hypnotized me into loving it. Yeah. Now throw on your TikTok, and I will catch myself saying bullshit.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Oh no. That fucking.
Or the guy that's like Byron.
It's past
Byron. Some homeless man screaming a name.
Right. It's hypnotism.
That's stuck in my head.
But Go ahead, Chuck, real quick.
I'll make it super quick. But it's even past that. It's not even music now. It's also like apps. I deleted Instagram and YouTube off my phone because I had to focus on stuff. Do you know how many times for the next 3 to 4 weeks that I would open up my phone and try to type in Instagram, even though I fully knew it was off and deleted? I still try to open up that app.
The same thing with
it's
YouTube.
the same thing with music across the board.
Used to be.
You just
or how about this? I'll tell myself this is how you know TikTok is unhealthy. You need to delete it. I tell myself I need to delete it, but then, man, I catch a couple more followers when I post another video there. It works for me more. I get more followers there than Instagram. It's working for me, so you convince yourself.
Yeah.
But the amount of times where it's like, all right, I'm making the goal, an episode out every Friday for at least this year. Episode out every Friday, hitting the grind. Well, that means you don't have any time outside of work to put anywhere else.
Yep.
And when it comes to... shit, what were we talking about just before that?
Music. We're talking about, we went through and hypnotism.
Yes. Oh, so there will be a day where you're sitting there and you go, all right, I am not fucking around. I got to focus. This is the task of the day.
You wake up 1 hour later,
I'm
scrolling.
sitting there and I need to airdrop a video to my computer. And then there is the cognitive, like, I don't know, have you guys... I know Vinny has, my guy. Have you seen Moonlight?
No, I didn't watch Moonlight.
Oh, it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, I hear amazing things about it.
It's a comic I've never even thought of or knew existed, and I like it more than any of the crap they've made recently. But I only say that because what's funny in the show, he like closes his eyes and then just like wakes up in the middle of Egypt, right? Like that's kind of the sequence of how this guy's. Well, it's a great show, and I'm barely scratching the surface of how that works or what's going on there. But it literally feels like that, where you're like, all right, I'm airdropping this video, I'm doing this real quick, I'm gonna update this on the website, and then I'm going back to editing. And next thing I know, I close my eyes, I open them, and I'm scrolling on freaking TikTok.
It's an hour and a half later.
It literally, dude, don't even. And then the other point is yours, where you go, okay, I'm gonna mess around on TikTok for like 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, and then you got nothing done.
One
for the
cigarette. Just one cigarette.
So
we're just gonna go on one date. Okay, I'm not gonna fuck. Okay. How many times I've said that? Fuck me. Bring him upstairs real quick.
I refuse to download TikTok. I've yet to download.
This guy's spilling like a fiend.
Well, that's just like the music video, Chuck. Just like the music video. I've never downloaded. I refuse to download TikTok.
Yeah, same. There's really no purpose to it.
No,
especially
now a quick mystery TikTok could be beneficial, and that's the tug and pull, right?
But no.
You guys could just maximize just a little bit more, and just that little bit could be the Tinder that sets off.
No, but I disagree though. I disagree
never know.
Because like, why would I feed into the trend? Like, and the whole point is like it's finding the next trend, and like that's where these people like Mr. Beast and all these massive, well-known people, right? They are looking ahead. They're not looking at TikTok. They're not looking at YouTube. They're looking ahead. They're looking at the next big thing. So, how's that? Flamingo treating you, Chuck?
Riding, baby.
But it's looking at the next big thing, right? And like that's what's hard to figure out. But anyways, I've yet to download TikTok. But you know what's weird? You know what's weird? Is that TikTok was able to find its way to Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
your
Instagram.
Yeah, because TikTok was successful. So, of course, the other companies that don't have any morality fucking compass go
Dude, there were literally 10 months where
Snapchat's done that now.
I know.
Snapchat's completely changed, where now it's a swiping up instead of an over.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm about to fucking delete that one.
You know how many times I've
What
actually
the fuck?
swiped
I'm
up
getting
on a goddamn
old.
ad? I'm like, what the
And go
fuck?
back to the social
like-
social dilemma. That isn't by mistake.
No.
That's because that's what
It's the
hypnotizes your
next
unconscious
fucking
psychology.
thing. It's the next fucking thing.
Next thing.
And I feel like I'm an old guy talking about the TV when I sell my newspaper right now. Like, oh, you know, back in the old days when we had like, no, I do miss the old versions of apps and not it being so addictive.
But here, okay, so can we rewind this conversation all the way back to music and the hypnotism that is music? Because yes, we're off on this tangent, and yes, I think we all know that there is going to be something similar to a nutrition list for social media at some point.
Yeah.
There's going to be something similar to
Wow.
that. We know that's going to happen because mental diet is going to be diagnosed. That is going to be an issue.
Even
we all know
though
that.
even when a world pandemic slams us, we don't even acknowledge real diet.
maybe
'cause that
TikTok was
hurts
behind
fat
it.
people's feelings. But you know,
You get a lot of people to stay home. Maybe your app blows up.
I would like to.
yeah, they released TikTok
What senators
at the same
invested
time.
in
They're
it?
like,
Yeah.
release the bat
Yeah,
and the TikTok.
hey, we should find out what politicians invested in TikTok,
TikTok.
before the
Dude, Nancy
pandemic.
Pelosi did. You know she did.
She did. She beats the market. What is it, like 2,000% over the actual investors? Okay,
Dude,
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
her husband does. It's
Or-
not
oh yeah,
her.
it's not her. Obviously.
It's my brother.
But yeah, there's Wall Street fucking Harvard geniuses that are losing the market.
They're just
Anyways,
betting
I'm sorry.
on her. They're just betting on her.
Go
on
ahead,
her stuff.
Dallas.
They're like just following her Twitter.
Literally.
They're like, wow, we went up. So music, all the way back to music. Like, what's interesting about music, and a lot of the stuff that I've been learning lately about it, is that music is worthless. Like, rewind all the way back to the point before there was records, before there was the phonograph, before there was the ability to monetize music. You didn't have rock stars. You didn't have these people. What you had was
Tribesmen,
well, pretty much. But I'm just
village
talking
people.
about, like, think about like 1800s America. You know, what you have in 1800s America is you have people going out for a dance at like the local town hall, and then you have some guys in the town that play guitar, and they sing their songs, and that's just kind of the folk scene that's going on there, right? Okay, so then the phonograph is invented. Music has always been worthless. You have the phonograph that's invented.
Even before the
No.
phonograph.
Hold on. No. I want to. I think the point you're truly trying to say is that it was valueless in terms of monetary value or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't
worthless
think,
in terms.
No. But using the word useless,
I meant-
it was
no,
beyond
worthless.
still useful. The person still went out for the dance.
It's useful to have a musician.
It was a regular
there.
village guy, but it was valueless.
But it's a valueless
right?
hobby.
Like you would go to a cowboy would walk into the saloon and there was just the regular schmuck.
Honky tonk
And that
piano.
schmuck
playing
never
the
got
piano.
laid because
Okay.
he was on the
But
piano.
it still had
it was
useful.
there's no attraction
It was
to it.
valueless.
It was
in terms of monetary.
money. Yeah, because even saying valueless is
useful.
weird because it has value. Because if you have
Well, no,
a really
but
good
monetary value.
Like
Yeah.
a saloon without music
Strictly
fucking
speaking.
sucks.
Okay. But here's the thing: the musician was nothing without the saloon.
Ooh.
So what I'm saying is the music itself has always been a completely worthless in terms of tangible value has been a worthless thing because you have to connect it to something.
Right.
So you cannot sell music, and we've always known this.
But you could sell an experience.
Okay, but here's my point. My whole point here is that you have like ways of recording music that are invented, right? But again, you don't have mass adoption of ability to play that music. And so then you have those steel records that are invented. And now what you have is you have a machine that is programmed with certain notes to punch holes in a steel record. And then that steel record is playing a melody that's like probably the national anthem. Yeah, okay? It's not like... And then you have the record, the vinyl record. When the vinyl record takes off, you can sell records. You can sell the record to people because there's mass adoption of the ability to play records. There's mass adoption of the technology that's necessary to play the record. And so you can sell enough records to pay for the process of making the record and to pay the musician royalties on the record sale.
Yeah.
So all this is connected because, again, whether it's CDs, whether it's tapes, CDs, and then MP3s for a second when Apple had they had that market by the throat and they fucked up so hard. They could have, if they had made a physical location, if they had made Apple Studios and signed all of those bands to Apple Studios, because they're like, listen, you're not going to be able to sell tapes anymore. You know this. Just sign up with us. If they had made a physical location, Apple would have blown the fucking roof off of this industry and Spotify would never have existed. But the thing here is that music has always been connected.
Apple needs to pay you because I guarantee Apple didn't even think of that.
dumbasses.
Who also has to get paid? That fucking schmuck that didn't take 10% of Apple and said he took $1,000. That fucking loser. And he's like the whole time he's like, no, I don't care about it. You don't care about being the richest man in the fucking world, dude.
What about that guy that's got $7 billion in Bitcoin?
Yeah. And he only got
laptop,
and he's got
one last password chance.
Yeah,
that's
one
it.
last chance to fucking.
And then he locks it out forever. What a fucking idiot. What about that schmuck that bought pizza with 20 Bitcoin or 400 Bitcoin or something?
There's a guy with $1 billion of Bitcoin on a flash drive that he accidentally threw away. So he's spending $100,000 a month to siphon, have professional, he literally is paying a crew of people to go through the trash in hopes of finding that one USB that's probably layers down, rusted, trashed.
Better yet, there was some homeless guy who downloaded a shit ton of porn on that thing and has no idea that it's on it, and he's just going around library to library watching his fucking porn.
And
he'll never find it. $1 billion of it, but he'll never know.
My point, which is going to wrap up really fast here with music, is that it's always been worthless. And that's so interesting because for the last 100 years, at least 120 years probably, music has been connected to something of physical value so that physical thing can be sold to a person who will then take that and go, hey, this is a physical thing that I'm paying for. The music is connected to it. It creates the rock star. It creates all that, right? For whatever reason, which is this crazy thing that we're in right now where you can buy a phone, you can buy a smartphone for $100 at Walmart, and everybody has $100, and everybody has a phone, and you can buy that phone, and you can download an app for free, and you can listen to every song that's ever been fucking invented. You just got to listen to an ad. So music, once again, is completely fucking worthless, and that is so interesting to me because we're in an era right now.
I don't know, dude. Worthless again.
The music is, but
but it's still being sold to that advertiser. Like you said, you still got to.
No. He's not talking. No. But like.
Well, wait, hold on. That's something that I did want to touch upon, and I would like not to entirely take the conversation there right now.
Yeah, we can go. We can circle back.
No, exactly.
We'll circle back.
But it is interesting you bring that up. There is this connotation to the music industry that you have to sell your soul. You have to become you can't do it on your own. You need the big wig.
Oh, that's 1950s talk.
It's true. That's true. Like I said, look at some kid who can have a viral trend with his song on TikTok. It's equally as possible as people are doing it on YouTube. Justin Bieber got found on YouTube.
Island Boy.
Oh my God!
Well, I definitely am. I'm of the belief that is part of the system. I don't think that
I definitely do, Rob.
I don't think the Island Boys are as organic as
they're actually CIA.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
the whitest dudes I've ever seen in my entire life.
So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your point was
so. Yeah, there's this assumption that, or there's this kind of appeal that, listen, if you just sell yourself to, we'll whatever we ask of you, we will make you the biggest thing ever.
Okay.
The question is then, when you're approached with that, right? Let's say that happens. They come to you and they go, you could be the biggest thing ever.
But we want full creativity.
Yes. But also, the only reason is because 3 episodes ago now, we had this talk about the podcast, where it was at and everything. And the question is, if somebody looked at you, you could be the Joe Rogan, or you could be the next Led Zeppelin, or, the Rolling Stones, or the Beatles. Mm-hmm. You will have to sell yourself to us entirely.
You have to whore yourself out to somebody.
When you are finally confronted with that question, the other side to it isn't, well, you could just say no. Now that we are asking you this question,
right,
the other side to it is, we will destroy you if you say no.
Well,
we will take away your ability to assimilate in the real world. You'll never get a job. Your family will never feed itself. We will do everything in our power to cancel you and destroy you to preserve this control. Will you take the gold?
So we're talking future?
I'm
Like,
just saying
future
you've
shit?
been
So-
confronted. The devil has now approached you.
So tomorrow,
27th.
Right now.
Yeah.
I am the
No,
devil,
like, no,
and
like
I'm
the
proposing to
27th
you.
when we play a show. They come over.
somebody
and
comes
they're
up and says, "Hey, yeah,
27th of May, and they come up and they're like, they listen to us. And they're
Rock
like,
Shop
yo,
at
by
26th.
the way.
I'm kidding. I don't know."
They come in and they're like, yo, by the way. We love your shit, right? And we see you guys going somewhere. But to get somewhere, we own you. We own you. No matter what.
And if
so
you
like
don't-
the Island Boys, when we tell you to jump, you jump.
Yeah, like so we own you.
You're,
We own you.
Like
You're-
the
you're-
Oscars, when we tell you to get slapped, you get slapped. So the question is, do you do
Rest in
that?
peace, Will.
Or the other side to it is you
Team
never
Will.
exist.
But
you'll be wiped
I
from
think-
the power of the
so-
Goliath.
So I
by
think
the power of the
I
Goliath.
don't understand the question really
but
because
I think what I think.
Well, this we're gonna take it somewhere else, but
So
this is
you're-
more of a
you're taking
metaphorical,
this hypothetical?
theoretical. Yeah,
You're taking this
hypothetical.
Hypothetical question. Someone walks up to you.
I don't know what you do.
so like what you're never so what
we
you what
lose
you're saying
creativity?
You
is,
either lose it all. No, you'll still always be able to be you.
And write
but,
the music we
but
want.
now you're fighting against the machine, which
Because
is
a big-
swearing by destroying
Alex,
you,
a
which
big-
I'm willing to take on. I don't
A
think
big
I'm supposed to
problem,
take on, but
like with record labels, is that they'll take creativity over an album. Right? They'll choose what songs go on there, or how many songs you can write, or
whether or not you
sometimes
do a
they might
cover,
even
all that shit.
Right, and so it's like for instance, like Van Halen had to write a bunch of or had to do a bunch of cover songs, and that's eventually what broke up the band. That's one terrible example, but my point is, if that is anywhere in there, I'd rather go down in flames without the opportunity.
But
with the exception of, like the only like, if you've been to a show, and I'll make this super quick. Have you been to a show where you completely forget that you exist? And you're just so yes, right. And sometimes it's an EDM festival. It doesn't matter where you're at. So maybe sometimes drugs help, but regardless, you totally forget about existing. And it's just 45 minutes, and then you realize, oh, there's still all these issues at home, finances,
bills,
college, bills, and that hits you 45 minutes after that show ends, right? So if that's the end all be all goal to provide that experience, then sometimes you're willing to sell your soul because you have the content worthy enough, but. It really depends.
So okay, we gotta rewind a little bit. There's a reason your question doesn't make sense to me.
sure,
Because we're not in the 80s.
okay.
So in the 80s, I could see that happening. Because again, you have the music connected to a physical thing. The music has value because it is connected to the record that it will be printed on so that people can play it. Right now, there is no destruction of the musician, of the artist, if they don't sign with you. These fucking people aren't even looking for us. They don't care about us because as far as they're concerned, we're in the wrong genre. They do not care. So if you're saying if they approached us and wanted us to be the next Lil Xan, then then we're the wrong color. Like, I don't know what to tell you. They're never going to approach us. So my point is,
Wait. So
reason,
you can't take the hypothetical in the position where they never will, because you're probably
Okay,
right. But
okay,
in the,
so-
in the
so-
4 chance where they do,
So if they do, it's a fucking no. And it's a no from me and from the whole band because there's nothing they can offer us. We're already doing it ourselves. There's nothing they can offer us. What are you going to do? Put my music on Spotify? I can do that on my own for $200.
oh no, but
Putting
we
this
can
in
put
front
it.
of a
We can
200,000 people?
flush it through everybody's Facebook.
You can put it on what?
Whoa.
I can too. Look at this.
We'll,
Madness.
we'll make it a TikTok trend.
What
You can
else
make
can
it a
you
TikTok
do?
trend?
You'll get 10 million
Wow.
people listening to
Guess
it right
what?
now.
Guess what? TikTok doesn't monetize. How are you going to make money off of that?
True.
Literally, it directly
And then your
reflects
$50,000
to Spotify. It literally,
I'm not
they'll blow
saying-
you up on TikTok, and then you'll make all your money through Spotify.
Most of the-
Spotify, you don't make any money off fucking Spotify.
Hang on,
It's
but
joke.
Think
Hang
about
on.
how many people are listening to a Spotify song because they got addicted to like a 15-second clip of it.
I think that there is a solid number of white women driving Jeeps that do that. So I'm just saying that those people aren't at our shows. My point is,
They're not.
my point is, TikTok is a trend, dude.
Right.
TikTok is a trend that is built on trends. Trends always die. TikTok is literally just a
Yeah,
trend. It doesn't fucking matter. The reason it doesn't matter is because there's not an artist on that fucking platform. Okay, there are. But there's not there's the top 0.01% of, say, physical artists that are painting something on that platform are making money from it. And that's because they were already making money on YouTube. So, like, again, it's a giant fucking ghost that everybody's chasing. TikTok doesn't exist. TikTok is fake as fuck.
Wait, don't
And
go
this-
just after TikTok. I'm
sad
talking the
part is-
radio.
Okay.
I'm talking
yeah.
So,
MTV.
but
It's all a
okay, but I'm
conglomerate that
telling
can
you,
push you.
MTV doesn't play music videos. The radio only plays hits from the 80s. Dude, it doesn't fucking matter. What
It
I'm
doesn't.
telling you is that the music is
And-
fucking worthless,
and-
and I can't express that enough.
All the bands on TikTok, Alex, are only doing fucking trends that 14-year-olds are doing. There's bands in Cleveland right now that are doing the same fucking trends on TikTok that these like millionaire kids are setting, and they're like 15 years old, and you're 25 years old. Why are you doing what a 14-year-old kid doing a dance? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You don't look cool, and you have 15 views on it.
I want to
And
hear
it's
your
like-
response to it, though.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, I will.
it's just
But first, while you talk, I'm going to bring in this camera.
You say that music is worthless, and like as in a money version of worthless, it means everything to us emotionally. It means everything to us when we're like, I guess emotionally is the best way to say it. But like,
It means everything to our fans.
Yeah, but go emotional. So this has everything to do with emotional.
It's
right?
intrinsic to us.
People enjoy it. We enjoy our music.
Yes.
I'm saying music in general, though. So music in general is worthless. Yes, I agree. Money-wise, what you sell is what he said way earlier was you sell an experience. I'm not sure who said it in here, but you sell an experience, yes. But you sell a memory. You're selling memories.
Yes.
You're selling an experience that turns into a memory, which turns into something you tell your kids or you tell a relative, and then that right there, that's what you're selling.
Exactly.
And
so he's touching on it. Yeah.
Where this is going is how can you create a memory or an experience that turns into a memory that people will love?
I see
Well,
where
hold
you're
on.
connecting,
So-
and I wanted to go
45
there.
minutes,
So go
you
ahead.
forget about
Okay,
existing.
so here's kind of one of the major points I wanted to address when you made your point about the value of music and why I even brought up there's a difference between value and usefulness.
Yeah.
Because, Joe Rogan has said it before. It's killing me. I can't think of the music video right now, but there's I don't know. There's this music video where it opens up with a guy pouring sand on a sound plate. And he's playing, it goes, and it's like Cinematrix or whatever. I can't remember whatever it was.
We'll just get our computer guy to take care of it.
Exactly. Jamie, put it on the screen.
Yeah,
here
Thanks,
for
buddy.
us.
Appreciate it.
I'm Jamie.
And so when it puts different tones through the plate,
Yeah.
and every time a new tone goes through the plate, the sand makes a completely different new design, almost like a snowflake. And, Joe Rogan would say all the time, he's like, do you not think that's doing something inside your body? Why do we like music? And again, you did a great job scripting out the long history and evolution of music in this existence. And your perspective came from a place of monetizing the music.
Right.
Where the lens I'm looking at it through is the one irrefutable fact is its consistency.
Right.
It has always been there. Whether it's
in the barn,
whether it's the monkey-like cannibals well before anything, or it's the saloon in early America, or it's tribal
guitarist.
No matter what, it
always
was
music.
there.
Yep.
So its use,
tones, rhythms,
is immortal.
It's
It's
immortal.
almost necessary. It clearly is doing something medicinal, internal. Is it massaging us? So whatever it's doing. Now, I make all that. It highlights a lot of the great perspectives of music, but it is very funny to me now that when you really start looking in those ways, Tesla, the world is vibrations and sequences. That's this whole thing. Rob, before the whole thing starts, makes jokes about how we're just atoms on top of itself and nothing's even connected.
It's not incest because we're just atoms.
Exactly. So what's
family.
interesting is we can see like Star Wars, we're easily articulating the light side of it.
Go there. Okay, go ahead. I'm joking.
We easily see the light side of this.
Sequels.
But it is so funny. Talk to anybody about something like Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
They go, man, Kid Cudi got me through the dark days.
Yeah.
The dark days, man. it's funny. You're a damn child. What dark days do you have? You have no dark days.
Right.
What are the odds that maybe, just maybe, Kid Cudi and his depressing-ass music created those dark days? Green Day got me through the dark days. Maybe
dark days
they
of
made
getting
those dark
cyberbullied?
days.
Well, so music has always had a way, and I know Vinny can definitely relate to this. Music has a way of connecting to us emotionally, and that's the whole point of music. So when I'm playing the guitar or bass or drums, it directly reflects my personality at that time. No matter what's going on, it directly reflects. And the only reason why it resonates off of somebody else is because they're feeling the same thing that I'm feeling. And so it has nothing to do with an artist creating a dark day. It has everything to do with I'm resonating with what that dude's doing. So it really does. It really does, because no matter what age we are, the same feeling is. I mean, the feeling
still exists.
The feeling is the same. So
a 15-year-old can still feel the same as a 45-year-old, even though
I'm
it
not
doesn't make
saying
sense.
that.
Yeah,
but where does that come from? Where does that come from?
So
Your teacher being mean to you, whatever it is. But also, here's a real thing.
Okay.
When
But
it
you
comes
can't-
to what is happiness, something that philosophers have been trying to siphon out from the beginning of time, right? What is happiness? I don't have the answer. And guess what? When I do this podcast when I'm 40, I guarantee my perspective of this is going to be totally different. But where it's at currently is finding value in the present. Because it's an unobtainable carrot that keeps you acting. This thing, if this is happiness, loving this right now, that's what happiness is.
Go have a kid.
I don't know. That might just disrupt my happiness.
Right.
No,
but that gives you purpose.
So I mean,
That's true too.
Yes. So happiness is a purpose, right? So when we're 6 years old, right, and we're looking for happiness to us, at least for me, if I'm when I was 6 years old, happiness to me was either building a Lego project, or playing with action figures, or touching a bunny, right? That was my happiness at the time, right? Now at 10 or let's say 12 years old, my happiness was
artistic as fuck.
My happiness was walking through the woods and finding little salamanders underneath rocks. That was my happiness, right? Because it required effort. So I'm pushing myself to achieve something. So happiness, in my opinion, for me personally, happiness came from me achieving something, right?
Yeah, getting that goodie.
Well, so
Whatever
hold
that
on.
goodie-
I want to flush out a
Salamanders
philosophical
might not even
point
exist.
that builds
Still
off
looking.
of that.
Go for it.
So because I relate to what you said significantly. So looking for the salamanders is where you found happiness, as I did. We're Ohio boys, so that's how that goes.
Yeah.
When you're looking for salamanders, you're happy. Well, you didn't get to do that all the time every day. So there were times at which those things that made you the happiest weren't in your life. So at those moments, you got to ask yourself,
We did.
okay, so now look at, no, you did them literally as much as you could, literally. But the point I want to make is look at something like Kid Cudi. You want to make the point that when you're down, you seek that out. But also, Kid Cudi, through all those days, the salamander days, walking out to go play in the woods, and then those days where I'm stuck helping my dad, holding a flashlight while he does some work. The constant in all of those days was Kid Cudi. It was always on the iPod.
So for you, it was Kid Cudi?
Well, to me, I don't think it's that I sought out Kid Cudi because I was depressed that day. Kid Cudi was always there. And there was something to me looking out the window, listening to something extremely gloomy, dude. Man on the Moon 2, when I got it the moment it came out. I didn't stop listening to it, but there's a damn shame where there was nothing in my life to be upset about, where there were enough nights looking out my car window just like, man, life is so hard, and yet life couldn't be better now.
What's interesting,
and I think it's
in
because we
Brecksville,
got
Ohio,
control of it.
driving down
dude,
the suburban
for a
neighborhood.
dinner,
He's
my
like,
parents are gonna buy.
shit.
I'm going to dinner with the
My
family. I'm
warm
just like,
house and the family
life
that
is
loves me.
No,
It's so hard.
What's interesting about that is you and I had entirely different experiences at 12 years old. So, and in polar opposites. So for me, when I was 12 years old, I was living in the boonies in upstate New York, Central New York. I was living in the Finger Lakes, New York. We lived on 10 acres of land, and we had 40 acres of woods to experience, right?
The best.
And I was homeschooled. Okay. I was homeschooled my entire life.
So what do we do every day?
So what I did every day was I hiked through the woods, right? And I'd build a little tree
house. Yeah.
We'd have a tree house. We had a little cottage and a bakery. My parents owned a bakery, and they were doing
seasonal money,
stuff.
no money.
And nonetheless, for me, happiness every day, and I did it every day. I did it from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night when it got dark. I was either hiking that woods, we were either sitting inside building Legos, or we were exploring this old power canal that was abandoned in the 50s
with huge carp.
And that's all we did. We'd fight. We'd hack down thorns with wooden swords that we built, and that was our experience in life, right? And so that was our happiness. And we'd come back bloody as shit because we got beaten the fuck up by a bunch of goddamn thorns inside this fucking canal, and we were happier and shit because we achieved something for us. And so that's the difference between, especially us stills, is the fact that we have been built off of work and hard work
and pain.
And in our
wait, but you just said hard work and pain, but then you're also painting a picture where it was all everything you would have liked, right? It was a day of Legos and playing outside.
You're missing out on hunger and money issues.
What I'm saying is
they all built.
So that was great and all, right? So I look back 20 years ago. I look back at it, right? Or 18
You're old
years
as
ago.
fuck,
right now,
you bitch.
I'm 30 right now, right? So I look back 18 years ago, back when I was 12, and I was chopping down thorns, right? And I'm like, God damn, those thorns sucked. None of that shit was fun as fuck. I don't know why I found that fun, right? Because the only thing I see is pain, and the only thing I see is effort and all that shit, right? So my point was earlier is happiness is not... Happiness,
it's relative.
It's relative, yes. So it's something that we achieve
Definitely,
at that time.
It's subjective. It's an exercise you got to find.
And music.
Our parents raised us, in my opinion, and like we went through. Of course, everybody goes through hardships. Everybody goes through tough times and whatnot. But in my personal opinion, it shaped us three, especially us three, into who we are today, and that includes hard work, and then it includes a drive that that I've seen in like with people I work with, a drive that doesn't exist anymore, nor a toughness that doesn't exist anymore, of being able to handle bullying and nagging and stupid shit that gets to a lot of people immediately.
And you can see it in their art too, when like these other bands out here that are writing these soft ass fucking songs that don't have any grit to it, because I hate to say it.
I just want to love you so hard that you'll never forget about your ex.
Yeah, and it's like for instance, all the great bands had to endure some sort of intense hardship.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that we're gonna be a great band or anything, but it's ridiculous how many shit bands are in Cleveland playing stuff that doesn't fucking matter.
Oh yeah, Cleveland bands
fucking
there's a lot
suck. And there's a reason why.
Wait, so that goes
not
to
all bands, but a majority of them.
That really goes to Dallas's point. Useless music can be useless. Not all music has use, and it's at Dallas, you made a really cool point. And there is no value in music without the audience giving it that value.
Yeah, you have.
And again, you can physically see that value through monetary ways, right? You can sell records. You can, but the reality is, dude, and like I said, you made a really cool point. What podcasts, right? Like I can think all I want that the audience member is really looking for a non-PC, like non-media narrative outlet. But unless the audience is actually looking for it and taking value in it, it's useless. It has no use.
Right. But there's something. So my whole point to bringing all of this up, and I wanted to come back to it, was that it is valueless. But that's when you see the art form come out. When you see the art form develop is when music becomes, when anything that it is, whatever it is that you're doing becomes valueless. That's when you see the dedication of people that actually are doing it for reasons that are bigger than the money of it. And what music went to shit and the reason podcasts became so popular is because podcasts are just a long form version of short form news. What you're seeing right now is a revolution in what you're seeing is also a revolution in music where there's been an obsession with monetizing music for the last 100 years. For the last, well, probably, yeah, maybe 1920, maybe that's early. 1950, let's say. So the last, 70, 80 years, we've seen an obsession with the monetary, with monetizing music, okay? That has developed to where we are right now, which is pure monetization. What does pure monetization of music look like? It looks like Justin Bieber. It looks like Ariana Grande. It looks like all of these TV shows and shit because music still has to be connected to something. So you have to sell the artist, not the music. So you have to sell the Justin Bieber. You have to sell the Ariana Grande for her sex appeal. You have to sell the Justin Bieber for, I don't want to say sex appeal, for the hair and for like the you have to make that whole appeal, yeah. You have to make that whole fucking thing, and it's just become more and more and more. What are you doing? Oh, you can turn it off. It becomes more and more. Wow. It becomes more and more and more intense. Good catch. The monetization of music has become so intense to the point that producers that are in it they don't give a fuck about the music anymore. They only give a fuck about the monetization of it. And so why I'm saying it's worthless is because it is worthless. And I'm not saying that Ariana Grande is worthless right now. She's still making them a shit ton of money. But where can you go from there? Where do you go from TikTok? You're telling me is that if you make a fucking clip that's 10 seconds long of a song on TikTok, what do you do next? Make a clip that's 1 second long on TikTok and that makes your song go viral? No, it has to change. And it has to change because it has to come back to the value in music being the experience of it. It has to come back to that. So what is music connecting to now? It's starting to connect to the venues again. It's starting to connect back. It's starting to come back to like, oh yeah, like, wow, that band went hard as fuck when they went on stage that one time. That was kind of cool. And we're saying go listen to us on Spotify, even though we know we don't get a fucking penny off of that shit. We don't make anything off of that. We're saying listen to us on Spotify, not so that we become more successful, but so that you hear a song now that is like, dude. Let me just say this and it'll wrap it up. We have invested thousands of hours and written thousands of songs with no monetary return. We then took those songs to our producer. We had no money, and he wasn't looking for it. And so he has been recording us. Vinny's Uncle Rocco has been recording us.
Shout out to Rocco.
Shout out to Rocco. He's a beast. Rock Studio. Let's go. He's been recording us at no charge for 3 years.
Yeah. Close to 3 years. Coming up on 3 years.
Coming up on 3 years. Because he connected with us. This 60-year-old man?
65.
This 65-year-old man.
Yeah.
Connected with a band.
Damn good for 65. Let me tell you, I thought he was in his 50s.
He's got the hair of a 64-year-old.
We should call ourselves the Bald Brothers.
But this man met us where we were at. He saw that we weren't making pop songs. We weren't doing this shit. We weren't whatever. We sucked. But he decided to work with us anyway and not make any money off of it. And then we took that and we scraped together whatever money we made from gigging out. And we took those songs, we put them on Spotify. Not because we're looking to get money off Spotify. No. We know we're not going to make any money off of this fucking single. We know that.
Right.
But guess what? We don't fucking care. And that's because it's real right now. It's real. We're not, you asked the question before, what happens when somebody approaches you? The reason I tell every single one of those motherfuckers to go kill themselves when they approach me is because you don't understand. You don't understand why I'm in this. I'm not in it so that I can make money. You cannot offer me a check. You cannot offer me a check because if I was in it for money right now, if I was doing this for money right now, I would have quit 3.5 years ago.
Yep.
We would have gone with the studio.
I would have quit.
Told us to loop everything.
I would have quit 3.5 fucking years ago.
We went to.
So it doesn't matter. Music is monetarily valueless and honestly worthless in the long run. It just doesn't fucking matter. But the whole thing here is that Zeppelin put out a record. When Zeppelin put out that record, they didn't know that it was going to go to the fucking stratosphere. They thought it was good and they did what they were feeling. But guess what? This touches on one other point, and let me touch on this and we can circle back.
I'll circle back with you if there's more to convey.
But this is going to kill this whole conversation.
There's been a lot of Jen Psaki in this episode.
I fucking hate her so much.
She's not even a good-looking redhead. She's one of the ugly ones. And
we went from that blonde.
You know I hate her? You know why I hate her? God damn. You know why I hate her? She reminds me so much of my ex.
Oh, wait, which one? No, wait, don't tell me. I don't want her name to be on there.
You know, she lives at... No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, for a good time.
No way. You could literally be any man.
Shit.
And if you have $100,
You may not even need that. You might just need, like, what, an ounce or something like that?
if you have a PayPal account... Okay. Music where it's at, what we've been listening to for the last 20 years is a dilution of the purity that was given to a person by the muse. It's being diluted.
Yes.
It's being diluted because somebody in that chain thinks they know better. Songs come from space. Fucking poetry comes from space. Fucking art comes from space. And when I say that, I mean we don't fucking know where it comes from. And it is so egotistical for any person, any living human being to say that it came from them. Because it didn't. So if it didn't come from them, then why does it suck? If it didn't come from a human being, then why is it that we look at a piece of artwork and go, yeah, like a piece of music, a piece of that. It's because it's being diluted by somebody in that chain, whether it's the artist or whether it's the producer offering the artist money or whether it's the record company that signed the contract with the producer that signed the artist. Right. It doesn't matter. Somebody in the chain is diluting the purity of it.
I like that.
Led Zeppelin didn't dilute the purity of whatever was downloaded into their brains by the muse. And the only reason I know that is because we've had moments in this basement, and I'm saying moments. I'm not saying that we've written an album. I'm saying that we've had moments in this basement where the whole fucking thing comes together and everybody's removed themselves. But my point here is that it is egotistical as fuck to say that you're original. It's egotistical as fuck also to say that you're the biggest asshole that's ever existed. All of that is ego. It is egotistical to change something that has been downloaded into your brain because you think that people might like it better if you make this change. The only honesty and the only authenticity in any kind of music and any kind of art in anything, the only authenticity is presenting it as it is. The only authenticity comes with refusing to modify something to play that hook again because maybe people will catch on to it. Dude, half of the songs, 3/4 of the songs at least on this new album that we have don't have a repeating chorus. And it's because it wasn't written that way. We literally jammed this shit out and then we fucking practiced it. And we didn't dilute it. We didn't change it. We didn't do anything in it that was like, you know what? People will like this a lot better if we make this beat harder. No, we just fucking recorded it. And now I don't fucking care. In the position that I'm in right now, I don't care if it ever fucking takes off. What I'm going to do is I know I'm going to look back at this when I'm 45 fucking years old and I'm going to go, you know what? You stayed true to yourself, man. Yeah, it never took off. Who gives a fuck? Now you're working that fucking IT job and you're making it happen. Good for you. But guess what? That fucking band, that was raw as fuck. And maybe no one will ever care, but I don't fucking care. I just don't care.
Dude, I couldn't relate to that more because the Rethink Tank is raw as fuck. In that, like, dude, I don't need Blue Chew. Fuck your Blue Chew. I opened, I had my first Spotify.
What the fuck is Blue Chew?
It's Yeah, it's a chewable
Can I
pill
get
for
a 60-pack of that, please?
All right, now for the next ad break, gentlemen, we care about your dicks.
No. You know what's funny is
Sponsored by Alex.
We had
Verbatim.
we're finally on Spotify and all the listening platforms, and so I needed to do like an audio intro for the people to explain to them you really should be watching this on YouTube, but if you have to consume it the way you do, that's fine.
Yeah, I saw that. It was cool.
And I was like, we're sponsored by Red Chew, and it's a boner pill for conspiracy theorists. But I only say that because, like,
Can you sell Red
this
Mike
is
and
for
Ike's?
free, dude. We are recording on a Saturday night.
Yep.
I have burdened you with my presence at your home since 7 p.m. And we're 4 hours well past that, right? We're 4 hours into this nonsense. I will now take an hour to compile an hour to take it all down, but an hour to compile all the media. Then I'll edit for an entire week.
Yeah.
All for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's because, dude, you want to know why I started this thing?
Yeah, go.
So I would have to drive on a gap year before law school. I drive to Sprint every day. And the laugh about working at Sprint was these people would come in so pissed. Sprint sucks. And you're like, I know.
It does
We're
suck.
at Sprint.
It sucks so bad.
Like, what did you got that phone for free? In fact, so yeah, it does suck here. And so
Absolutely.
I'm like, I have AT&T. Where are we at here, folks? So every day I drive to this terrible place that I'm going to get yelled at because Sprint, you're catching on.
It fucking sucks. I probably talked to you.
And I'd be listening to Joe Rogan.
Still on my
Fuck you, I'm paying $13 a month. Why is this so expensive?
Exactly. And this is when
You're
Joe
listening to
Rogan
Rogan,
was
yeah.
getting like 500,000 views. He wasn't cracking 1 million yet. And he always used to say, if you think you should be doing this, you should do this.
Yep.
And I'm a talker. That's the one thing I'm good at. So every time he'd say that, I'm like, he's talking to you. Like, you got to do this. And I go to law school, and I'm in Pennsylvania where the laws are jacked up and the people are insane. And while I'm away, I'm reading all these articles, the murmurs for the first time in life. We need to get rid of Chief Wahoo. And everybody's like, no. But it started catching wind. And that was what compelled me. Like, I always wanted it, but what makes you go to Amazon and buy a microphone, what makes you pull the trigger. I actually started this with someone else. It was 2 people. And this kid, he'd be like, these are my opinions, X, Y, and Z. This is where we're at. And then we'd start recording, and he'd just like become a Democrat talking piece.
Wow.
Which again, I'm not opposed to have some variance, but the reality was it wasn't real. You're literally just you're trying to talk to the college professor. You're like, my professor's watching. I gotta. So all I'm saying is, what compelled me was a passion of like, I have something to say on a topic that nobody else is speaking his opinions. This perspective I hold exists nowhere else. So now I'm compelled or motivated to get into this. And here I am 3 years later, and you spend 100% of my time outside of work.
So much time.
In this. Yeah. And yet today is your father's birthday.
Yep.
And you guys did me the favor of moving this up an hour for the convenience of the evening. Because even though Dallas looks at me and he goes, I love my family. They're always going to be there. They take the priority. But the reality is, I am giving everything to this project. You never want to sit there at the 45-year-old point and go, well, maybe if I just
done that thing.
On my dad's birthday, he slept early. Well,
maybe if I raised hermit crabs one last night, then I would have. You don't want to be in that position. And when you truly care about something, and that's a legitimate fear of yours, then you give it everything. Yep. Every little bit you have, you give it to it. So I very much relate to, I'm not doing this. Bill Burr, he had this comment. He goes, if I'm talking to anybody with a podcast right now, iHeartRadio, all these places are going to come to you and go, I want to buy your show. And you'll lose a little bit of creativity, kind of like what we were talking about before, but you'll be it, and you'll be our show. And Bill Burr was like, if I could talk to anybody that's worth nothing right now, just hold out.
Yep.
He was just all about hold out forever. Don't sacrifice a thing, because all you have is your genuine integrity.
The thing
integrity.
If somebody's
you got your tires.
If somebody's pushing you or pressuring you to sign with them, that means you got something.
Yeah, someday.
And so, like,
some value,
just hold out there,
you got value, but that means you got something that a lot of people
don't buy that pizza with that Bitcoin.
Don't buy that pizza with that Bitcoin.
Yeah, it means you got something a lot of people
need that
don't
pizza.
have. So, yes, hold out for it. Yeah, I agree. What do you got?
Well, I was just gonna say something really stupid. Just a side comment. So that original Chief Wahoo that was in front of the old stadium.
Yeah.
Our great grandfather painted.
No way!
Yeah.
That sign that's in a museum right now.
Yeah.
That giant museum, which is iconic for
Isn't that
Cleveland.
crazy?
Yeah,
I know.
grandfather
Thrown away. I'm switching teams, by the way.
Great-grandfather.
No, hey, wait! All right, wait, hold on. I got to turn this last camera on, and we're going to that conversation.
Okay.
That's probably you struck a chord, dude. That's the I've been all.
Gurgad.
So then we can wrap it up.
Gurgad, on that same topic, I had a dude come into work the other day with a Wahoo shirt on, and all it had over his eyes was just redacted.
Yeah. So even by okay.
Okay, so before we jump into that, real quick,
Yes.
I just want to top off this conversation
Yes.
just by saying, guess
We
what?
do love Tom, by the way.
The most freeing thing.
Nothing but.
The most freeing thing about our position right now, and the reason that we should both enjoy it, and I'm talking to you and I'm talking to this band, and the reason I'm trying to fucking enjoy it is that nobody fucking cares. So do whatever the fuck you want.
Person.
And never have a second
could
thought
talk
about whether
about-
it's right. Nobody cares about
could
this
talk about-
podcast. Nobody cares about this band. Nobody fucking cares. So let's do whatever the fuck we want to do, and then just go, bro. It doesn't fucking matter.
We
It
can
doesn't
talk
matter.
about
Oh, is that cringe?
hydroxychloroquine.
Nobody fucking looks at it, so they won't know.
I mean, those I have tens of dollars in our band account.
Tens, dude.
Tens of dollars.
And we
okay?
can talk about
I can't put it all to Google.
hydroxychloroquine all we want, and CNN isn't going to care because nobody's listening.
I literally fucking wore a dress for this music video.
You
so
wore a
I
goddamn dress, ladies and
don't-
gentlemen.
and a wig.
Okay,
So Charlie's changing
so
teams.
Charlie's changing teams.
I don't know which
So
team.
I gotta tell you, let me siphon it out for
We're
you, because if
Braves
we
people
all
now.
do this together,
We're
it's
Braves people.
easier.
Okay.
If we all rally together
Right.
like a tribe does,
Right,
because
like
fuck
a real tribe.
because fuck them.
Fuck them. Bunch
So
of white women
I had a
canceling this
long
shit.
deliberation with my dad. I'm sitting there. First off, we own a shopping center. That's where the studio was before.
Wait, you own a shopping center?
My family does. And so
You single?
the shopping center
Yeah,
attorney,
okay.
they go, we've got front row seats. That's where season tickets are. Front row, Guardians tickets on the front
hate
first
that word.
baseline. Now, but never call them the Indians. The losers that call them Indians pretending like it's still the same team, it's not.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is admitting that for the last 40 years you've been racist.
Right.
I don't
Right.
the amount of love and passion and fun I've enjoyed with my father embracing a culture that isn't ours.
Right.
Okay. Calling all of that racist is so damn full to me that I look at anybody that my silent protest is wearing my Indians jersey
Right.
to the corporate franchise that I gave all my money to,
Yeah, all of
who's
it.
telling me what is right and wrong. I don't
Right.
agree with this, but I can't go without baseball. So I want to get to this conversation. I'm going on a strike, full blown.
Full blown.
And kind of like the Cavs, the willpower is tough when you have to go completely cold turkey.
Yeah.
I cut out basketball because basketball spent a year and a half when Elmer
Yeah.
Floyd was murdered
Yeah.
calling me racist. So guess what? I'm not going to watch basketball.
Right.
So basketball's done. Now we go to the Indians are dead. So the Indians are dead. And I've lost the ability. Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
doubling up. I'm setting you up, T-ball.
All right.
So we on a last podcast we went in on how baseball's done everything they can to lose us. They put nets down the first baseline. They put a person on second base in overtime or in extra innings. The whole thing's bullshit to begin with. Now they're calling you racist.
Yeah.
So I look at my dad and I go, I am weak. And I wanted to go cold turkey, no baseball. And we're 2 weeks into this, and I just know I can't. The weather's getting beautiful.
Oh,
Everybody else is
springtime
enjoying
hits,
baseball.
bro.
What got me through law
grass
school
smell?
was literally baseball.
Yeah.
It's on every day. It's just something that you can put on the background
Something so
while you're
cool.
doing your work, while you're doing your thing. I love it. So I'm weak. I can't go without baseball.
Soft.
So I go, Dad, what? She's got titties. It just is what it is. Dad, she's got titties.
She ain't wearing much.
So, Dad, what are we going to do? I think we need a united front. I need a new team. So we're going through all the teams. What's going to be our new team? And as we're kind of discussing, I go, I think it's only appropriate. We got to find the most racist team on that list. That's what I want.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here for it.
So we're looking at the Padres. Oh, I don't know if you remember when Elmer Floyd was murdered, they went after the Rangers, the Texas Rangers. That's racist now too.
Oh my
there was something
God.
racist about the Texas Rangers. They wanted to tear down the Texas Rangers statue in the center of the airport.
Of course
so
they did.
that's at the top of mine. I like Texas. I'm enjoying their perspective more than others.
You want to move?
I wouldn't be opposed, if Joe Rogan sent me out of the podcast studio down there, I'm there. So anyway, Texas is looking juicy. But man, as you go down that list, there's one team.
More.
Chuck, I'm telling you, there's one team.
There's only one.
Our new team is the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah. You can't get much more.
The colors are the same. The spirit is the same.
The same.
And I love these people. And we were upgraded. Now we can tomahawk chop.
Oh.
That's something I didn't get to do before.
And you're not racist for some reason.
I'm loving it.
Let me tell you
because
this.
there isn't a caricature logo.
Right.
I'm in.
You know,
I don't see the difference.
I
don't see the difference.
Exactly.
I don't see the difference.
The Cleveland Braves.
Oh, that'd be so great.
You want to buy that team?
Like Gary
Bring 'em
Vee.
here.
That's just my goal.
The amount of blame that's been put on pretty much everyone here right now. By the way, are Italians white?
Oh, we're very.
All of us.
We weren't white.
Listen, if Italians aren't white, then I'm not white. I'm as black as
when
they
we
get.
first came to
Mediterranean
America,
people.
just like the Irish, we weren't white. But then there was enough of us. They were like, they're white.
They're all white now. Now you go to Italy, my friend. Greece. Have you been to Greece?
Yeah, listen, we're the Mediterranean people.
You are white compared to Greece.
Well, no, you know what I say all the time? I laugh at my friends. I've never. You red-haired people probably can't relate to this.
Wow, you people.
But I've never put on suntan lotion.
Scots, bro. Come at me, fam. I'll freaking kick your ass.
See?
Freaking hell
He's going to take out some taters.
I have never put on suntan lotion in my life. Mediterranean
You
people,
Greeks.
I just change
Oh,
races.
beautiful.
I just get darker.
It doesn't matter. Whatever is
Check
better
in
for
in
you.
August. I'll be like a mulatto mixed boy.
I love
I'll be
it.
a
Wow.
freaking
You know,
white as they come.
Hey,
Scottish
but no,
they come. Suck
just-
me, presidential cock bitch.
that's pretty good there, mate.
It is pretty good. So let me tell you, somewhere down our lineage,
Somewhere.
a very English person
Very.
married a very Irish or Scottish person.
Irish.
Very
And that
Irish person.
gene ain't dying.
So let me tell you though.
Let me
tell you though.
Fuck.
We got our lineage traced
yeah.
all the way back to King
Edward first.
King Edward the First. Our lineage
guy
goes
in
directly
Braveheart?
back to King Edward the
That
First.
Braveheart
bad guy in
movie?
He killed
Braveheart.
his gay son by throwing him out the
Yeah, that was our
castle
ancestor.
window. That was
That's
yeah.
our
We
great,
derive
great,
from
great,
hate.
great, great,
Hey,
great,
So
great,
we're
great.
translucent. We're not even white. I don't like being called
like,
white.
Honestly, I feel
We're
like
so white. We're
just
literally
clear people.
translucent.
Yeah,
you can see my veins.
You can see my veins
all
and
of our
everything.
crimes trace back to you.
To us clear folks. But hey, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this though. It's unbelievable how many organizations have come out and shit on their fans on behalf of other groups. I'll word it like that. And the people representing those groups are no one from those groups.
Dude,
It's literally 35-year-old suburban Karens.
even
And
look
they
at like
ruin
the tribe
things.
stuff.
And last thing I'll say is, if you were to make a company, right? And let's say you hate flamingos. You fucking hate flamingos. You were born and raised to hate flamingos, right?
Fuck that.
Would you spend hundreds? And by the way, you've hated flamingos your entire life.
Hate 'em.
Would you invent a baseball team, right, called the Flying Flamingos? And hear me out on this one. Put hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars over the course of 80 years, whatever, into a baseball team that you fucking hate the mascot. It makes zero sense to have an organization that is based off of something that is racist or hateful and pour billions of dollars into
It's a celebration.
It's a
of the
great
culture.
point. It's
no
a great
sense.
point. But that is, while a strong point, and the point to hammer home here, it still generalizes enough to lose sight of the most important fact. A 9-year-old girl, when it was open to the city of what are we going to name our team, a 9-year-old girl writes an essay on how we need to idolize the fact that we had the first Native American in the American League. Now, it's still in dispute if he was the first Native American in the MLB to begin with. It doesn't matter. So she writes an essay to the city on that we need to idolize this person and name the team after him, Joe Sacalaxis. So we name the team after him, rally around him. He was a pivotal point of Cleveland, and now we sit back here and call it racist. But you know what the biggest damnation is we can all say this. We can all see through the logic. We know it's bullshit.
It doesn't matter.
There is a weird thing going on. Look at the woman who is now the appointed Supreme Court Justice, the first African-American Supreme Court Justice. The person who is the most powerful person whose job deals with definitions, however, can't define what a biological woman is for us. That woman, so she can sit there and, be idolized for being the first African-American Supreme Court Justice. And the sad part is, while I know, as somebody that went through law school and understands what got her to where she's at, I could sit there and go, I know what she went through. I know she likely deserves to be where she's at. But there irrefutably will be people in this world that go, well, she only got the job because of her demographics. And exactly. And the shame is, it's up to those people. Like, I couldn't imagine doing everything I did. Kind of like you said, I'm never going to sell out, right? Why? At the point at which you do everything you crawled over a field of glass. At the point at which you did all of that, you overcame all of the systematic hurdles that were oppressing you and everything. And then you sell out because there's social currency there. They go, you get the job because of a black woman. I would go, whoa. That belittles everything I did. All the clerkships I had to do, being a prosecutor here. I mean, the steps you got to take to even be considered.
Didn't Biden didn't he literally come out and say, I'm appointing a black woman?
Only because she's a black woman. So she socially owes it to the world to go, no. You can appoint me, but the narrative behind this needs to be, you're appointing me because I am the best suited for this position and not because of any other reason, demographic, whatever. And the sad part is, those people don't do that because it's playing in their benefit right now.
They got a whole team around them telling them it's a bad idea.
She also doesn't have that great of a track record when it comes to pedophiles, and that's what kind of turned me off to her.
So there's a lot of problems, but what he's saying is like, there's no reason, there's no actual reason in terms of her education and in terms of her experience that she shouldn't be qualified for the job. She is qualified for the job.
More than qualified for the position.
Granted, her decisions can be carried into all of that, and all of that can be weighted into that balance. But to have all of it discredited just because, it's the same thing.
So back to your point, we were talking about the Indians and all this stuff. The reality is, these people. So boom. I thought I lost the thought. No. So the tribe. This all is to idolize Joe Sacalaxis. Yeah. But at this point at which, we're burning cupcake shops and throwing stools through Starbucks, when that was happening in the world, there was some real social value in being the poor, oppressed minority. And I really think we all were shorted and damned when they went after Chief Wahoo. And the Sacalaxis family, well after this guy's been dead, come back and go, well, we're offended by it. So they went, and their great-great-grandfather was idolized by this thing.
An entire
He revered it himself.
An entire city.
And they get to, because there's a social benefit right now, there's social currency, these clowns sell out and go, we're offended. They didn't go through any of the struggle their great-grandfather did. They didn't have to deal with, there was no oppression by a team that idolized you. There was none. You didn't miss they didn't make you sit in a different position on the bus. You didn't miss getting an appointment at a job. You didn't lose an opportunity to go to an academic facility, a college, a school, whatever. You got to live the life as if whether the Indians existed or not, your life was the same. If not, probably better, more enhanced. Who knows what the monetary situation is there? But you
Probably
get to play
pretty
the
high if your
victim
entire
card.
team is named after your family.
So you
like,
still
and
get to
who
play
you
the
are.
victim card when your grandfather probably, I'm not speaking for him, I'm not Joe Alexis, but I got to believe he's rolling in his grave when it was something he appreciated and you're now exploiting for social benefit.
And teams adored this organization, but at the same time, it's been poorly managed for how long now? I mean, like, boys,
let's go Braves.
Let's go Braves.
Let's go Braves.
I'll buy some Brave stuff.
It's just that, listen, it's just that the happy medium doesn't fucking exist anymore. And
the moderate is conservative today.
I know.
A moderate is conservative. A liberal is conservative if they don't speak the talking points.
The problem is the fact that everything is condemned if you disagree with the current narrative at the moment. Everything is currently condemned. We're just you're condemned. If you disagree with the current narrative, you're a piece of shit.
That's why you gotta share this episode, slam in those comments, baby, because we're damned.
It has nothing to do with us.
Let's
being
set this
racist.
bitch on fire.
It has nothing to do with us being on a certain political side. It has everything to do with there's a lot of things that everybody wants to say. There's a lot of things that people want to say. First of all, they don't have the voice to say it, right? They don't have the ability to say what
they do. They
want to
just
say,
don't
right?
have the balls.
Yes, it's all balls.
Yes and no.
Twitter might be the next platform to say whatever you want.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. They don't have. They don't have the way of saying it. They don't have the way of saying it. But the second part is the fact that there's a lot of people very scared to say it.
Yeah, but there's nothing to fear.
There's nothing to fear, but it's like the pool. If we all were sitting around a pool,
Like,
and
what
I
are they gonna do?
convinced you,
Take away your TikTok?
No. But if we're all sitting around the pool, and I go, the pool is poison. Well, if we all sit around the pool and we sit there long enough, we all convince each other the pool is poison. Now we live in a world where our parents have told us if you get caught with a picture with your Solo cup, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yep.
So we have our friends named Steve that have changed their name to Stove. All these people, and all their profile is pictures with them and their grandma. But we're so afraid that, well, oh my God, my Instagram, my Facebook is going to damn me from ever being hired.
And nobody gives a fuck about that.
Nobody cares.
Because
so the reality is you got to be the one person, as we're all sitting around the pool afraid of it, to dip your toe in the pool.
Just jump on in.
And then they're like, oh my God, he's skinny dipping. And you're like, yeah, that's how free this is.
This poison is great.
It goes back to what we were talking about before the podcast. We were laughing about there's 3 football players that were professional football players that were known to be smoking weed, and they were clean-cut, good people. At the same time, Josh Gordon's getting suspended for the same thing.
Hilarious.
The reality is, if all of them sparked a joint and looked at the NFL and was like, what are you going to do, fire us all?
Fire us all?
It's over.
Nope.
The ban is over. So
Goodbye.
the same thing goes to all. If we've all got pictures with the Solo cups, what are you going to do? Ban us all? You need us.
You need us.
Spotify, Pepsi, none of you are worth shit without me and my profile picture with a Solo cup.
So it all comes down to Xbox. What we need you to do, Microsoft, is we need you to take every recording of every single interaction. You need to tie those to gamer tags. We all know you got their credit cards on file, so you can tie it to their names, their legal names. And we need you to post all of that on Spotify or YouTube, something where we can listen to it. How
entertaining that would be just to go through somebody's old
it'd be beautiful.
MW2
But
logs.
what I'm saying is we need that massive chunk of data all put out so that cancellation goes away forever and your company can once again become profitable and doesn't have to sit here and lose money because you're standing up for something, and we can hire people again and we can all start getting along because we all fucked up and we know we've all fucked up.
No, it's not that we were human.
Yeah, I know.
Right. It's not even a fucked up.
darn, in
It's
a
not even a
computer
fucked
world
up.
where we're supposed to be robots, damn, we were human.
Hey, you give a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old Facebook in 2010, 11, 12 timeline?
Hey, you know that Instagram model we all know, real quick? You know that Instagram model we all know?
Which one?
Yeah.
You know that one? It's all of them. But you know that one?
I believe so.
She shits in the toilet just like the rest of us because we all shit in the
That
toilet.
leads
But
right
it
into our
does
next
smell like
assumption.
roses.
Scatting.
It does
So,
smell
listen.
beautiful.
Another episode full of poop. I guess
Let's go.
this is
69.
You're
not
making
NFT
money on
as well.
NFTs, dog.
Hey, real quick.
Yes.
Real quick.
Go, Chuck.
I'll just say it real quick, right?
Yep.
Machine Gun Kelly fucking sucks. So
Hey, that's a way to wrap up the episode. From the Cleveland Boys, that's the truth. Anyway, guys, we're chilling here with a quick mystery. Don't miss the new music video, Toxic, out on YouTube now.
Let's go, baby.
Check them out on Spotify.
Shit's raw.
The best thing you can do to support this podcast is share this episode.
Share it.
Take that
Get
link,
on it.
send it
Come
around.
on. What the fuck? What does it cost you?
Destroy and molest that subscribe button. Just
Molest
go
it.
there and
Molest
Touch it.
Spit in its mouth.
Don't spin the amount of that the bell, the notification bell, all that stuff. Like I said, if you want to enjoy all of our content, you can find it all on our website at www.rethinktankpodcast.com. Otherwise, guys, thanks for. I appreciate you rocking out with me. I appreciate you shooting the shit with me. And check out Quick Mystery because they're hitting it hot. And we'll catch you out on the next episode.
Let's go, baby.
Peace.